Yo, it's your boy, Orion. The Northwest Sports Fanatics in the building. The CFP National Championship game, the college football playoff, the natty, Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Kickoff in 15 minutes. Hop in the room and join your boy for the last college football game of the 2020-2021 season. This should be a great game. We've seen in the playoff, Clemson try to hang with this team. We've seen Notre Dame try to hang with Alabama. Clemson try to hang with Ohio State. But I am excited because, as you guys know, as much as I love the NFL and as much as I love wrestling, I love me some college football. So this should be exciting. There's nothing else really on TV today. This is the natty, all right? This is for all the marbles. Obviously, at the early stages of the year, I thought Alabama was the best team in college football. They proved in each month, September, October, November, December, that they were the best team in college football. Now, Ohio State, as the underdog, they do have a legitimate shot to win this game. I wasn't too sure if they could beat Clemson. Clemson's defense was a little shaky to me. And then Justin Fields, I haven't been a huge believer in him, but he's starting to grow on me a little bit, okay? And he played great against Clemson. So Ohio State legitimately has a shot to be able to win the natty. Now, my pick is going to be Alabama, roll tide. You got Devontae Smith, Heisman winner at wide receiver. The first Heisman winner since when? Since Desmond Howard in 91, so that was incredible. Najee Harris is amazing. So we know at the running back position, there's not a lot of players that can keep up with a Najee Harris. And then Mac Jones, Justin Fields. You can go either way with that. You might lean a little bit more towards Justin Fields, but this is the natty. This is for everything. This is for the championship this season, so I'm excited to see where it goes. CFP National Championship, Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at NW Sports Fanatics. So just a touch away really quickly from the college football. We got about 12 minutes, so we can talk about the NFL and what happened on Sunday, as well as what happened on Saturday. And then the big news from today, as you guys all know, unless you guys have been underneath a rock, Coach Doug Peterson got fired from the Philadelphia Eagles. So it might have been, Jeffrey Lurie might have been the better man to get rid of. All right. But at this time, right now, they might have made the right decision. He didn't want to be told what to do, so it'll be interesting to see on who they decide to pick up from that point forward. But I am excited to see where it goes. All right, so now the Buffalo Bills, they won 27-24 against the Colts. We knew that on Saturday. Congratulations to the Bills. Seahawks lost to the Rams, even though their team was banged up and a little bit injured. Rams 30, Seahawks 20. Buccaneers 31, Washington Football Team 23. So we're moving on. And then now we got the Ravens beating the Titans 20-13, as we know. The Saints 21, Bears 9, beating the brakes off the Chicago Bears. All right. And the Cleveland Browns stunning everyone. 28 points in the first quarter. The Pittsburgh Steelers are dead. All right. Big Ben needs to fucking retire and hang that shit up. We'll see what happens in the matchups in the divisional round. I wanted the Saints. I got the Saints, and we'll see where it goes. So, moving forward, all right, on Saturday, January 16th, you got the Rams versus the Packers in the divisional round. Super excited for that. I don't know if Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp are going to be able to play or be healthy, or the Wolf of Ball Street. I know he went to the hospital because of his neck, so prayers up for him. But that's going to be an amazing game. Ravens and Bills should be very spicy. right, on Saturday as well. The Browns and Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs, I still think, are the best team in football, but that matchup might give them a little problem with them effectively running the football and Kareem Hunt playing against his former team. Definitely spicy. I can't wait for that. Browns and Chiefs on Sunday. And the last game of the night, which it should be on Sunday, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, my Buccaneers, versus the New Orleans Saints, who's already beaten the brakes off the Bucs twice. So 3 times in a row is tough, but if anyone can do it, it's definitely the New Orleans Saints. So I'm excited for that. So that's just a little, recap. I'll try to get some reaction videos done tomorrow and Wednesday based off the playoff games that happened this weekend. I'll do a reaction video to this natty as well. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't smashed the fucking like button just yet, please do. And I hope more and more people will hop into the room and join your boy, because literally, what else is better than the natty? I mean, if you love NFL, this is a good way for you to kind of gauge and judge some of the players that are going to be out there. And some of these guys might get drafted onto your team, or maybe your team might be looking at some of these guys that are out there. And that's a big fact. So let me acknowledge everybody in the room real quick. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. Tyshawn Mullins in the building. What it do? Smash that fucking like button. About half of you that are in the room right now have smashed the like button, so please do. Tyshawn Mullins in the building, what it do? DXN4L, yo, what it do? Tyshawn said, natty time. Absolutely. Seth Dodd, who dat, you dat. He said, what up? Off topic, who dat, Saints? Well, we already knew the Bears weren't on the same level. And as far as a lot of other people are concerned, the Buccaneers aren't on that same level either. But it is hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. So I like my chances. I still might lose by a lot. I might get, it might be bad. It might get ugly. You guys might beat the brakes off me again. But I'm hoping that, we can somehow, some way find a way. But if not, we'll see what kind of matchup we get in the NFC Championship game. Will we get the Rams and Saints, where that would be definitely very spicy, of a matchup? I don't know. Maybe the Packers will be able to dominate the Rams, especially if the Rams are beat up. We'll have to see where that goes. But I'm excited for this natty, man. There's a lot of NFL talent on both sides of the ball. And if any teams can develop the most NFL talent, or really consistent, great NFL talent, you could argue that these two schools are right up there based off the development of their players in college football and how they pan out in the NFL. Six Ink in the building. As an LSU fan, he said, go Ohio State. You're not going to root for the SEC team, I feel you. Seth Dodd, I got Ohio State as an underdog. If Fields gets that deep ball going, I feel you. Ohio State legitimately does have a shot in this matchup to win. I really genuinely believe that. Now, if Clemson was in this game, I don't think 0% chance. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, even if you would have beaten Ohio State, it just doesn't seem like that team had enough defense, especially to hang with an Alabama. And you couldn't even beat Ohio State, so it is what it is. But Ohio State's got a lot of players. It's going to be up to Justin Fields to have an amazing game. And if he has an all-pro kind of game, maybe his stock will rise. I don't know if he'll be picked over Trevor Lawrence, but this game has a lot riding on his stock in the first round and where he goes. I mean, it might be Trevor Lawrence by default, but depending on how Justin Fields plays, it definitely will determine a lot of things. And that's big facts. So, hey, man, I need your thoughts on the Saints-Bears yesterday, Mark 4. Complete, utter domination from beginning to end, besides that cheap Jimmy Graham touchdown at the end. The Saints have got to be the favored team in the NFC, not named the Green Bay Packers. I know the Bucs and Rams are in it, all right, but the Bucs haven't proven that they could beat the Saints this season, right? Got our ass kicked twice. The Saints are pretty much at full strength for the most part, besides T-Rex, who didn't play. Unfortunate, right? And then on the flip side with the Packers, they're looking pretty good besides Bakhtiari. Rams got Aaron Donald injured, Cooper Kupp injured. So they're going to be definitely the underdog. The Bucs are going to be the underdog. The Bears are the Bears, though. I mean, did anyone really think that the Bears were going to win that game? I don't think so. I don't think anyone really thought that they were even going to compete or even be close. The best team won, which was the Saints. So now you guys played Tampa Bay, and we'll see. I mean, maybe it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, but I mean, I got Tom Brady. AB is going to be a factor. If AB scores, once or twice against the Saints, I like my chances in that matchup. Especially if he scores twice. I got to be able to run the football, be able to cause some turnovers on you guys, which is almost literally impossible. But we will see. And we got 8 teams left in this NFL playoff, which is very exciting. AJ says, I told you Justin Fields is different than any other Ohio State QB. and he's good. Well, no, but that means he might be good in college football, but that doesn't mean he's going to be a good NFL quarterback. I mean, he had a great game against Clemson, but what happened at Northwestern? 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. I'm still not sold on him being a quarterback that I would want my franchise to build around. You know what I mean? There's just too many quarterbacks from Ohio State that haven't panned out. Dwayne Haskins had 50 fucking touchdowns, and he's not going to pan out. Cardale Jones. I mean, you can go back with all those QBs. I mean, I'm not sold on Justin Fields just yet. One good game against Clemson does not mean that I think that he's going to be the real deal Holyfield. I still think Trevor Lawrence will be overall a better quarterback than Justin Fields. But we'll see. I hope Justin Fields, ends up being a great quarterback in our NFL because we need that. Absolutely. Calvin in the building. Who dat? You dat. Roll Tide. That's what I said. They got Najee Harris. You got Devontae Smith, Mac Jones, a good defense. I feel it's going to be really tough for Ohio State to win this game, but I hope we get a lot of points. I hope it ends up being in the 40s, and we end up having a lot of scoring. Maybe some defensive touchdowns, special teams touchdowns on top of that as well. A lot of NFL talent going into this matchup, and that's big facts. But I hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday. Seth Dodd says, I think they wanted Wentz to stay, so Peterson had to go. Well, Wentz needs to go. Dougie P can go. And Lurie needs to go. They need to do a full rebuild. Gerald Black and Gold Light Toes, what it do? What up, peeps? 6-6 says, glad we finally have Breeze Brady in the playoffs after 15 years. And let the best team win. I mean, if the Saints are a team of destiny and you guys beat the brakes off me, I mean, I'm excited. That's going to be must-see TV. We should get a lot of ratings on that game with the live stream. Me being a hardcore Bucs fan, the Saints supporters being probably the strongest supporters of this channel. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to try to do as many of those games in the divisional playoffs for live streams on the weekend that I can. And like I said, it's going to be must-see TV, and that is going to be the real deal Holyfield. Donald and Kupp are both expected to play. Goff is the one they're focused on. Yeah, but Donald, though, I mean, through that pain and that injury with the ribs, though, I don't know how effective he's going to be. Troll Patrol, what up, Orion and NWSF? He said, rib, R.I.P., Dougie P. Love you for 2017. Our 6th pick is out here tonight. More than likely, if the Bucs do lose this week, who would you root for going into the playoffs? Well, I think the Chiefs are going to win it all. But, I mean, Green Bay and the Saints, that would be an amazing matchup. I mean, as far as outsiders looking in, I just want good quality football. I mean, I'm a Bucs fan through and through. I'll give the Saints and these other teams credit where they need to be given credit. But the most entertaining Super Bowl outcome that we can get is going to be Chiefs and Packers as far as offense, Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball, Patrick Mahomes. But if the Saints get there with their well-balanced team, it wouldn't surprise me. And having that team with AK-41, Michael Thomas, Drew Brees, Demario Davis would be fun too. And that's big facts. Anthony Ramirez, Raiders in the building. What to do? Tyshawn Mullen, Go Dogs, Gerald Black and Gold Light Toes in the building. I said, Lenny D, Orion, 3rd time's a charm. You think you can do it? I do. I really do. I think that the Bucs have a shot. I mean, like I said, I've been getting hot at the right time. The Saints are the better team. I'm not supposed to win, right? But if AB, fly like a butterfly, sting like AB, gets in the end zone a couple times and we can run the football effectively, they might be able to pull off the upset, from the Saints. But the Saints and the Packers have to be heavy favorites, as well as the Chiefs. And I guess with the Bills as well. I mean, the Ravens have been playing hot now, but the Ravens are starting to kind of get into their own, and Lamar looks like Lamar from last season. So if the Ravens beat the Bills, I don't think anyone would be shocked, right? If the Browns beat the Chiefs, a lot of shock. If the Bucs beat the Saints, a lot of shock. Right? And if the Rams that are beat up, right, beat the Packers, there'll be some shock. So I think that's really how it goes. No Clan Jolly in the building. Troll Patrol in the building. Lenny D in the building. Marcos Pineda in the building. What it do? Marquise Powell. What it do? Cash Out Hybrid. What it do? Let's go. Big Dog Status 504. What it do? College football national championship, Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button, either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. Let's go. Let's go. I'm excited for this game, man. Let's go, baby. Got a little bit of snacks here. I got some caramel popcorn. Usually I don't like to, drink beer or take shots, or do anything like that, which I'm not going to do still for this. Maybe during that Bucs Saints game, maybe I'll get some Coronas and limes and have a little bit of a potty, right? But, I'm going to keep it a little low-key. I want to make sure I'm focused on this matchup because the reason I love the Natty and the college football playoff, the Rose Bowl, and all the big bowl games, because I love evaluating the talent that's in college football, because these are the next future stars in the NFL. So here we go, baby. Alabama about to kick off. I love Zach Wilson from BYU. He might be the second quarterback picked, even over Justin Fields. And here we go. CFP National Championship game, the Natty. Now, I don't know what anyone else is doing. I know a lot of people love the NFL, all right? But, if you're not watching this game and you're not hanging out with your boy, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Are you at work? What are you doing? You watching Simpsons? You watching Family Guy? You sitting there just twiddling your fucking thumbs? Jesus. This is the Natty, man. You know what I mean? I know some people don't like college football as much as NFL. I get it. But, is this what was more of an easier game to watch? Ohio State, big program, the best Big Ten team for a long time. Alabama, the best team in the SEC. You already saw Clemson play and lose to Ohio State, the best team in the ACC. Let's go. Handoff, shake and bake, nice hit. Bama with that defense, baby. Woo! Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Olave's nice. They got a lot of good players. Patrick Surtain, the second. Love him. Patrick Surtain. All right, Justin Fields, you got a lot to prove. He's got the most to prove in this game, and all eyes are on him. Shotgun set. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good defense, baby. Yeah, I got Bama winning. I want you guys to comment below, everybody in the room. Who do you got winning tonight? Alabama's the heavy favorite. Ohio State's the underdog. Justin Fields, right, didn't play good against Northwestern in the Big Ten championship game. Played like shit, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks, but played amazing against Clemson and Trevor Lawrence and outdueled him, right? Some people think he's great. I'm not sold on Ohio State quarterbacks, but maybe he can play great today. You got to earn it now going against one of the best defenses in college football in Alabama. Get him! Yeah! Woo! But I do like an underdog story. I like underdogs. You know what I mean? But I got some history. With Ohio State, as you know, being an Oregon fan, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of times with Cam Newton and other past quarterbacks. Ohio State's kind of the kryptonite to Oregon. We've lost to them twice in big bowl games or natties, So I do like an underdog story, but I just don't think Ohio State has enough. Now, if they had like Michael Thomas on the team and Zeke and some more big-time players with Justin Fields, then I would feel a little bit more comfortable. Or Chase Young was still there, you know what I mean? Or Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa. If they had some, really, Okuda, if they had some big names, I think that maybe I would feel a little bit more confident of the upset. But I just think the players, Devontae Smith and Najee Harris, those guys are incredible. They're going to be great in the NFL. Those two players on Alabama, the running back and wide receiver, are going to be better than anybody else on the field. Better than Justin Fields, obviously better than Mac Jones, who I think is okay. He's not that great. Justin Fields is a better QB than him, but he can still put up good numbers if he needs to. There we go. Ooh, big hit! Big hit by the Buckeyes. Let's go. I am ready for Saints-Bucks, and I expect to lose, but I hope to win. And it's going to be must-see TV, and I'm really excited that they put that game Sunday night as the last game, because that's going to be the game that people are anticipating the most. Ravens-Bills should be good, but not a lot of people are going to talk about it. Chiefs fans want to see the Browns. There's a little intrigue there, but most people think the Chiefs are going to win that game by 10 or more, right? The Browns might hang around for the first half. Nice play! Woo! Let's go! Next superstar in the NFL, the next Julio Jones, Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner. First down, Bama, roll tide. Let's go. Let's go. But I'm ready for it, And then the Packers and Rams has got a little bit of intrigue, you know what I mean? But the Rams are not 100%. They're beat up. So I think definitely the Saints-Bucks matchup is the most anticipated from outsiders looking in, as well as me being a Bucks fan and Saints fans. I mean, we want to see that Brady, Breeze. Who wouldn't want to watch that? Really, come on. Mac Jones, screen pass. Shake and bake, baby! Shake and bake, baby! First down, Bama! And I already said Bama was winning the Natty about 2 months ago, so we'll see if they end up making it happen. But I think there's too much speed, too much, anticipation, too much athletes that are out there. It's going to be tough. You got Bucks beating the Saints this time. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. It really is hard, you know what I mean? As great as the Saints are, I like my chances. But, we got our ass kicked the last time pretty bad, so we'll have to wait and see. Shotgun set. Handoff. Najee is going to get loose today. You better believe that. Devontae Smith will score at least once or twice. Najee is going to be good for at least 2 or 3 in this game. Both players are going to be so exciting on the next level. Interested to see where they go. And then Justin Fields, we'll have to see, if he's going to be better, than a Trevor Lawrence. Is he going to be better than BYU's very own? Zach Wilson. We will see. There's a lot of talent, man. A lot of talent. 2nd down and 8. Let's go. Handoff. Go, Najee! Woo! Let's go! I just love the way that Najee Harris runs downhill. All right, he can hit the hole. He can run through the guards and the tackles. He can take pitches. I mean, he's very athletic. I mean, it's RBU, running back university. I mean, we've seen ones in the day when the U used to be, with Clinton Portis and all these Frank Gores, but Mark Ingram and all these other running backs, the only one that didn't really pan out was Trent Richardson. Catania in the building, Roll Tide. And like I said, I thought that Alabama was the best team in football about 2 months ago. I had them winning the Natty. Usually my predictions are pretty good, especially when we get to championship games and Super Bowls. But if they had Jeff Okudah there, Nick Joey Bosa, Chase Young, a Michael Thomas, a Zeke, a little bit more talent, I would feel that Ohio State has a better shot to be able to pull off the upset. But I just think that they don't have enough on the defensive side of the football to keep up with Alabama. I think they're going to be able to put up points on offense, Ohio State, but just not as much. Their players aren't as much of a game breaker as Najee Harris and Devontae Smith. I mean, 20 touchdowns receiving by Devontae Smith. I mean, when's the last time you've seen a goddamn wide receiver get 20? Woo! What a tackle! There we go. Don't close that door if you're that one, because I need the light. All right, here we go. Nice tackle by Ohio State there. They got some players. He said it could be the final time Brady Breeze. Oh, it's been great, man. It's been great. And no shame in my game. I haven't been to playoffs since 2007, so if you guys win, keep going, man. Beat me, beat the Packers, beat the Rams, try to go all the way if you can, and then play the Chiefs. You got to do everything that you can, but I'm telling you, that Bucks game, I hope we bring our A game. Ooh, look at this play! The 10! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! The creativity is oozing out of Alabama's offense. Let's go. I am a little surprised the Ravens D played so good against King Henry, but again, cash out, I did have the Ravens in my picks. I think I went, 4-2, 5-1 in my picks, over the weekend, so not bad. I got most of them right. I don't think anyone really picked Cleveland to win without Stefanski out there, so a lot of people didn't pick that game, and I thought if Goff was healthy enough that they were going to win, and at the time on that Wednesday, I had Seattle East for that time being, but the pick 6, they made Russell look very pedestrian and average. That's facts. Shotgun set. Uh-oh, fade route! Oh, just out of reach for the Heisman winner, Devontae Smith. God, I love watching him. In college football, I'm a big Ducks guy, so I got Kayvon Thibodeau, rushing the passer. I love him, right? But on the offensive side of the ball, out of all the people in college football, I love Trevor Lawrence. I love watching him play. But, with Najee Harris and Devontae Smith, I don't think there's any 2 other players that I would rather watch on any given Saturday. Football's for the boys on Saturday, but, God, they're exciting. Stat lines were amazing this season. And I think Devontae Smith is going to be very, very special in the NFL. No pressure on him winning the Heisman, and that's pretty, it's going to feel good that they didn't give it to QB, the award, like Trevor Lawrence. So no pressure for him to flop or any other QB that would have been in the running to get it like Mac Jones. He didn't deserve it. But if Trevor Lawrence got the Heisman, a lot of pressure on him to succeed. Now he can play with a chip on his shoulder. I'm so happy that they gave it to a wide receiver, and he's going to pan out. Fantasy football, he's going to be drafted very, very high. Najee Harris, too. Shotgun set. Alabama knocking on the door, baby. Looking, pump fake. Nice catch. Nathan Dotson in the building, Sarah Small in the building. What to do? Now, I knew the Browns had a shot, but I just didn't know how the chemistry was going to be. I already knew the Steelers were some shit, right? Big Ben needs to retire, right? But just the way they came out 28-0, no one predicted that. The first play of the game with that fumbled snap, you know what I mean? The Steelers were trash after they lost to Washington, and you could just see it. Right? No one thought the Steelers were going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, if you actually watched football in the last, 4 or 5 weeks going into the playoffs, you could tell the Steelers were done, all right? They were done. So you got the Bills and the Ravens. The Ravens could win that game. I mean, the Bills will be the favored team, but the Ravens are kind of getting hot at the right time, and if they find a way to ride that momentum, I don't think anyone would be really that surprised. I mean, based on how they played against the Titans, even though I had them winning that game, all right? And the Bills, I thought, should have beat the Colts by more. So I think that one will be very intriguing and interesting. Chiefs and Browns. The Browns can run the football, but they don't got a defense. They don't got a defense worth of shit. So, I know they can score with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, but you're not beating the Chiefs in that matchup. Chiefs are just too deadly on offense, and their defense is underrated. And they got Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid. Case closed. Great for the Browns and the Bucs to get a win and for us to make the playoffs. That's great. Feels good for booty teams to finally be good. All right, and then the Rams having the injuries, that sucks. I want Aaron Donald 100%, so that way that they might be able to beat the Packers. But when you're going into Lambeau and you're not 100%, I don't know, man. Green Bay is going to be heavily favored in that matchup. I mean, the Rams would have to get a pick six, just like they have in the last 2 weeks, right? You're going to have to do a lot on the defensive side of the ball and special teams to win. And I don't know if you're going to be able to keep up with Aaron Rodgers, the MVP of the NFL this season. But, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And then the Bucs and the Saints. Saints, heavy favorite. Beaten Tampa Bay twice. Easily, right? First time it was close. The second time around, that 38-3, 58-3, 68-3, 78-3, 88-3. That's what it felt like. All right? You guys beat the brakes off us very early and very often. But beating a team, look it up, right? Beating a team 3 times in a row is very, very hard. The percentages are not good, and it doesn't matter how good that team is. The Saints, they're amazing, right? But for whatever reason, that third time around, it's hard to be able to beat that team. So I like my chances. Realistically, the Saints should win the game. They are the better team. But, if Tom Brady can find a way to be accurate, which I doubt. If we can run the football on the Saints, I doubt. If our defense can stop them, I doubt it. But you never know. That's why we play the game. JT Bang with the first donation. My boy. Thank you, man. The goal is to get to, 100 and 100. If we can't get there, at least 50 and 50. It's the natty, so appreciate you very, very much. JT in the building. $5, my dude. Thank you, man. Saints ain't no damn heavy favorites. Everyone picking your damn Bucs. Come on. Who's picking the Bucs? I haven't heard anybody picking the Bucs. You kidding me? Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Your boy's been grinding. I wanted to end up doing that Steelers and Browns game. That's the one that I was going to end up doing just because I knew the Saints were going to beat the brakes off the Bears. But I decided, hang out with the girlfriend, spend some time with her, you know what I mean? And so I got to be able to pick and choose, the studio spots. But I'm going to try to do as many games as possible as we're going to NFC, AFC championship game, divisional playoffs, and obviously the Super Bowl. All right, here we go. Oh, touchdown, Alabama! Woo! Hell yeah. Najee Harris. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! Let's go, baby. Are they trying to question the touchdown? Oh, he's in, baby. There's nothing to question about that, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, there's no way Chicago could have won that game, Nathan. Not against the Saints. There's no scenario. There's no fucking scenario. I mean, the only way that they could have fucking won that game is if fucking Walter Payton came from the grave, fucking from heaven, right? And he was their running back, and they had the 85 Bears defense, and you had all the best players over the last, 50 years, and they probably still would have lost. I mean, there's no scenario where Chicago was going to win that game, Nathan. The Saints are the real deal, Holyfield. Yeah, I'm a Bucs fan, but yeah, they are the worst team in the playoffs, and they looked like it. I mean, that shit was on the Nickelodeon broadcast for a reason, okay? They knew that game was going to get ugly, all right? Slime everywhere, all right? But Chicago was the worst team. They did not deserve to be in the playoffs, and that's big facts. Garbage. They are straight garbage. If the analysts picked the Bucs, good. I want to be slept on, but I highly doubt they did, so we'll choke. Hey, I want them to pick you guys. Hey, you know what I mean? You guys are the best team. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. You know what I mean? Tom Brady still has problems with good defenses. So, the Saints defense, out of all the defenses left, are the Saints and the Rams. I mean, the Packers and the Bucs. I got a better defense than the Packers, for name recognition's sake. But it just seems like they underachieve. I mean, I get Devin White back from COVID, which is nice. So at least I get that, right? But it seems like the Saints have the Bucs number, but I'm just hoping we find a way to win that game. Because if we end up playing the Rams or the Packers, I like the Bucs' chances. I mean, if we can beat the Saints, we can beat anybody. If we can beat the Saints somehow by a miracle, I like my chances against the Packers or the Rams at that point, just riding high on that momentum. Will that happen? I don't know. Probably not, but, I'm hoping for it. But even if the Bucs overachieve and win that game and then beat the Packers or the Rams in the NFC Championship game and I get to the Super Bowl, I don't think the Bucs are going to win. Will I hope they win? Fuck yeah. You better believe I hope they win. But if we're going against the Chiefs, there's no shot. Now, if we play someone other than the Chiefs, then I think there is a shot there. So we will have to see. We will have to see. Hey, man. I'm in the dance just like y'all. Man, I haven't been to playoffs since 2007. I'm enjoying myself right now. We'll see. Well, you guys didn't beat us by very much. Well, you beat us by what, 3? That's not very much, man. It's not like you blew us out like the Saints did. All right? It's not like the Bucs got blown out very much this year, like one time in the whole season. So, you guys got a good team, but you're banged up. If Aaron Donald's fucked up and Cooper Kupp is fucked up, I like my chances. You guys are a great team right now, but, we'll have to see on how you guys play against the Packers. You got to get that one done first, all right? So we will see. Calvin Griffin. 7-0 Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's go. CFP National Championship game, Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. Let's go. Yeah, the analysts, what the fuck do the analysts know? The quote-unquote experts, the pundits. You know what I mean? The Saints should be the favored team. The Packers should be the favored team. The Chiefs and the Bills, all those teams should be the favored teams. I mean, that's facts. Especially when you guys beat us twice already. So, we will see. Shotgun set, Justin Fields. Hands off, go. Nice tackle. Sermon. Trey Sermon. He's going to have a big game. I don't know if he can match Najee Harris. Yard for yard, carry for carry, touchdown for touchdown. Yeah, but do you really feel good, Trayvon, with Aaron Donald not being 100%? I mean, You still got to be able to get some pick sixes, which you guys are well capable of. You guys did it against Dangerous, but Aaron Rodgers is no fucking Dangerous. All right? Russell Wilson's pedestrian. He might not even be top 5. I mean, it seems like, when it comes into those big situations, he can't get it done. And then having an immature DK Metcalf yelling at him, that's not what you need when you're in the playoffs, especially with a garbage O-line, garbage D-line. You need to be able to improve those positions. I think that Pete Carroll needs to go, personally. Mike Tomlin, get out of here. Fired. Big Ben, retire. Pete Carroll, fired. That's what I would do. I think they need to move on. They need to find some new leadership, at this point moving forward. 40% Aaron Donald still the best player on the field. Incorrect. Not 40% Aaron Donald. Come on, man. 80% maybe, 90%, 100%. He's the best player. But we'll see. I just want everyone to be healthy out there. No excuses, and that way we get the best superstars out there. Justin Fields, nice little check down, overthrown. Shitty throw for a quote-unquote NFL superstar quarterback at the next level. A.J. Sillman, big Saints fan, keeps telling me that how great Justin Fields is, how great he is, how he's going to be the next big thing. I'm not too sure. I am not too sure about this kid, especially when you're an Ohio State quarterback. The history has not been good to Ohio State quarterbacks. Just ask Cardale Jones and Dwight Haskins how that fucking worked out. But I hope, I really do hope, he is the next big thing. I hope that he ends up being good. I really do, because it would be better for our league. I hope Trevor Lawrence isn't a bust either. But I think even though that Trevor Lawrence hasn't played good in the last 2 big games, Natty and the college football playoff, in the big games, you want those guys to play great. And that's one thing that's a little bit of an eye-opener and an eyesore, that Trevor Lawrence hasn't played good in those big games. But we'll see what happens on the NFL level. A lot of people like you guys slept on my boy Justin Herbert, and he ended up being the best QB besides Burrow. Leaps and bounds better than Tua. Maybe Miami will move on from Tua. We don't know if he's got it. It's still early, right? It's still early, but you can tell Burrow and Herbert, they got it. They're the real deal Holyfield. Tua, a little work in progress. But I'm not sold on Justin Fields just because he had a great game against Clemson's non-existent defense. Just because he had a great fucking game against a garbage defense in Clemson, then I'm supposed to be like, yeah, he's going to be the next big thing. Get the fuck out of here. It's not that good. I'll take Trevor Lawrence in a heartbeat. Shit, I might take Zach Wilson from BYU over Justin Fields too. There might be a couple guys. You know what I mean? It depends on what team you go to. If you go to a team, like if Justin Fields went to the Niners with Kyle Shanahan, a good defense that was healthy and weapons around, then maybe he could succeed there. But if he ends up going to the Jets, oh baby, nice throw, first down, Buckeyes. If he can make throws like that, right, on the next level, right? But I'm not sure if Justin Fields is the guy you want on the Jags or the Jets to turn them around franchise-wise. Maybe Trevor Lawrence may not be able to do it either. It all depends on who you have as coach, and play caller and then supporting cast. Mahomes says, yeah, Fields heard me. Hey, I want him to succeed, but I'm not a believer. Not yet. Not yet. I'm not sure if he can carry a team on his back on the NFL level. On this level, yes. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Let's go. That's what we wanted. We know we were going to get some points out here. We knew we were going to get points. The defense from Alabama is going to have to win this game for them. Great job by Ohio State. Let's go. Extra point is good. Let's go. Jamison Crowder's good. If you know anything about football, they don't really have 2 or 3 or 4. That's really the main piece that they got is Jamison Crowder, so they're going to need to build around him. But the Jags is a better place to go weapons-wise than the Jets. That's facts. But I'm just saying, Penei Sewell is going to be probably an all-pro Hall of Fame offensive lineman. So I know some of these teams are going to need a quarterback, But if you can get a Penei Sewell and then maybe get another guy, that might end up being, more beneficial, especially if some of these guys bust. Some guys are going to be, the next big thing. Like Penei Sewell is going to be the best offensive lineman in next year's draft, and I think that he has a chance to be a Hall of Fame player from Oregon. I mean, this guy is amazing. He might end up being one of Oregon's best players ever. Like as great as Haloti Ngata was on the D-line, I mean, I think Penei Sewell could be that great. He is the comparison as Quentin Nelson is the top dog, right, at guard. Penei Sewell is the Quentin Nelson of the tackle position in the draft. So he might be picked number 2 overall. I mean, he's that fucking good. So it just depends on if they need a QB, or a lineman or other positions. But, I mean, I don't know. I know certain guys are going to pan out. Trevor Lawrence is still not, I feel more comfortable with him. I feel more comfortable with Trevor Lawrence based off his skill set, even though he hasn't played great in some of the big games. I don't know if I believe in Justin Fields, just yet. I need to see more. I need to see him play better in more games, for me to really believe. So, taking Chase over Waddle and Smith. Who? Chase Young? Chase Young is crazy, man. I don't think Lawrence will be a bust with the Jags. The Jags have more talent than the Jets. I mean, it all depends. Especially if Urban Meyer goes there, or depending on who goes there. Oh, Jamar Chase. Ooh, I love Jamar Chase. Man, I don't know. I mean, there's that one kid that's from Ole Miss too. The kid that did the little P celebration. You've already had A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf come from there. That kid is balling out too. So there's a few wide receivers that will be like a Justin Jefferson that should be able to make a name. But just too bad LSU kind of fell off. After Burrow and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, right? Make him stare Helaire and Justin Jefferson, went into the NFL. But it just depends on, targets, play caller, opportunities, who the quarterback is. That has really a lot to do with it too. But T. Higgins ended up panning out before Burrow, got beat up and got injured and, tore the knee. So Justin Jefferson is great. I mean, there's been a lot of good, skill position players. So Joe Brady too. Absolutely. I agree, Calvin. Over under on Devontae Adams, 65 receiving yards. Well, obviously, if it's going to be your boy guarding him, but Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the game if he has to go against Jalen Ramsey. I mean, number 1, number 2 corner versus the number 1 wide receiver. It's going to be must-see TV. If I had to take a guess, even with Jalen Ramsey guarding him, I still think he can get 65 and score at least once. I'm not thinking that he's going to score 3 times or anything like that, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Adams scores once or twice, but I wouldn't be really surprised either if Ramsey locks him up. We know how good Ramsey is. That's facts. Najee Harris, Teague with the scores so far. We got a lot of magic here at the running back position and the wide receiver position. Let's go. College football playoff national championship game. Alabama, Crimson Tide, Ohio State Buckeyes live. Play-by-play and reactions with the best on fucking YouTube. Your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Going long, going deep, wide open. Woo! Go! First down, Bama. Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner. Move the fucking chains. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at NW Sports Fanatics. Let's go, baby. It's the fucking natty, baby. Let's go. It's been good so far. Mac Jones. Ooh, let's go. Let's go. But I'm excited, man. It is a little sad that this is the natty and there's no more college football because I just love watching film. I love watching tape. I love evaluating the college players So that's why, I know as much as I know based off all the reading and the film study, but just being able to evaluate the guys on that level before they get to the best level. That's some of the best things I like to do and spend my time. There we go. That way you can get a little bit of a jump on some of these other quote-unquote experts on talent who might be projected to dominate earlier. Some guys, it takes a couple years for them to settle into their roles. Other guys are just beasts right away. And some guys cap out in college and they hit the ceiling, and then they don't end up being a good football player like Marcus Mariota. He kind of capped out, won the Heisman, and he may never be a top 10 quarterback ever. Depending on what team he goes to, he might be able to salvage his career, but he's never going to be a Pro Bowl, all-pro quarterback. I think we can agree to that. But Justin Herbert, though, woo, nice tackle. Woo! I think Justin Herbert, in a couple years, could be in consideration of being a top 5 QB in this league. I mean, you need better coaching, a defense that can fucking stay healthy. They're just fucked up with injuries left and right every single year, almost cursed, right? But I think Herbert, in a couple years, maybe as early as next year, could be considered 5th, 6th, 7th, best quarterback in the league. Right now, I think he's around maybe 10th right now, and I think he can move up a few spots. So, halfback toss. Ooh, nice tackle by the Buckeyes. Gang tackle. Yeah, I love Marcus Mariota. I'm hoping that he finds an opportunity somewhere. But certain guys can lead on any team. Obviously, if you have great coaching, great play callers, it makes a big difference. That's facts. I mean, we all know that. Mariota on the Rams would be an MVP candidate. You think so? I mean, the Rams got a good football team. I like Sean McVay a lot too. All right, injury on the field. Commercial break. We got the CFP National Championship game. Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or on the GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at NW Sports Fanatics. Hoodies are available for purchase. They're selling like hotcakes. $39.99, NWSF. That looks like new world order. NWSF, $39.99, all drip, no cap. Get one and represent the Northwest Sports Fanatics. I am excited that Collegiate Art Designs, the ones that are officially licensed by NCAA and the University of Oregon, my Oregon Ducks, he is making a custom chain, a custom NWSF chain, and I can't wait to reveal it. I think once you guys see it, it's going to be nice. I'm not sure if they're going to mass produce them. I mean, if other people want to get one to represent the brand, but I'm really excited. I should be able to have it done by Super Bowl, maybe a little bit earlier, so I'm excited about that. You'll be able to check it out, and I made the design, tried to make it something that would be unique and different, that obviously will remind you of the NFL without being the NFL. And getting the NWSF chain on my neck, I'm excited to be able to get it done. And this guy does great work, so it's all machine made. It's going to take a long time to be able to get it done, but I know once it does get done, I'm excited to be able to show it off and represent the NWSF. And it ain't going to be like Flav, where it's, as big as a clock, but it's going to be pretty big. I'm excited. Good game so far. 7-7. We're knotted up. Jace Olsen Games. Go Ducks, baby. In the building. What to do? Man? I was just talking about the chain. My NWSF chain. So I'm excited to be able to show it off. I saw some, kind of mock sketches of it. So I can't wait. It's going to be so sweet, man. I can't wait to see it in person. It's going to be kind of like the NFL symbol, but instead of NFL, it's going to have NWSF. It's going to be pretty good size. I think maybe 11 inches by 8 inches. So it's going to be a pretty good chain to wear. And I'm going to have different chains that I can have. I'll have silver. I'll have gold. So I'll be able to swap it out if I want to swap out the different chains. So Pretty excited, man. I've been wanting a custom chain for a while. Devontae Smith, Heisman winner. He's about to get in the end zone sooner than later. Big facts. Love his ability, his hands, his route running. I mean, he's the real deal. Woo! Look at the running, baby. Look at the power. Mariota on the Saints with Winston as the backup. That would be crazy. I think the Saints are going to be able to get some. I mean, this is Drew's last year, so I don't think Taysom Hill is the answer. I thought that maybe he could maybe do it, earlier on, but obviously with the film and the games that we've watched, he ain't it. You know what I mean? You got to keep him doing his Swiss Army knife role. He can't lead the Saints to a Super Bowl, in my opinion, Taysom Hill. You're going to have to get someone better than him or Jameis Winston after Drew Brees is done. Mac Jones, shotgun set, screen pass. Ooh, big hit. Fucking smashed on third down. Okay, Ohio State. Their defense is playing good. I like it. I like it. Especially on trips right here. Shitty blocking there by the other wide receivers. Come on, man. I know you don't want to get a holding call, but you got to play better than that. You got to block better. 4th and 1. This would be a huge stop. But if they don't get it, it's just pretty much like a punt. First down, Najee Harris. Move the chains. The hardest guy to bring down in college football at the running back position, Najee Harris. It's crazy to be able to have a guy that has like 20 touchdowns on the ground. And then if you get 15 or 20 in college football, I mean, it's amazing. To think how talented you have to be to get that. And how good the offensive line is to open up those holes. But to get 20 receiving touchdowns from Devontae Smith, I mean, I don't think I can remember the last time a receiver had 20 in college football. It's like mind-boggling when you're just looking at the stat sheet. And they got 2 guys putting up 20 in the season. Amazing. His agility, his bounce, his leverage. He keeps pumping those fucking legs. So good. I can't wait to watch both of them on the next level. Nice blocking up front. Alabama's O-line has always been good from year to year. Oh, shit! Someone call 911. Big hit. Woohoo! Wow, fucking stoned him. Kip in the building. What to do? All right, man. Good to hear from you, my guy. Bang, motherfucker, sit down. You don't see that happen to Najee Harris that often. Wow. Let's go. All right, end of the first quarter. And we're knotted up at 7. I like it, man. Good game so far. Let's go.
Coach couldn't be here with us physically, so we did the next best thing thanks to AT&T 5G. This AT&T 5G television
College football playoff national championship game. End of the first quarter. We're knotted up at 7. Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. Man, I can't fucking wait for this college football season to end, so that way we can transition all our attention on the NFL. I'm going to be able to pump out some reaction videos probably on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm excited. I am excited to be able to see what happens this weekend, and the matchups are just going to be so fucking good. So good. Rams, Packers, amazing. Ravens, Bills should be off the charts. Browns, Chiefs has a little intrigue to it too. Finally get to see Mahomes play. And then the Bucks and the Saints to end it off. Yeah, I want that. Let me get that right now, man. Man, I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic.
We're going to open a PDF. Who's next? Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents.
Doug Peterson needs to call 911, get a job. Well, he might already have a job lined up. You know what I mean? He doesn't like people telling him what to do. Howie Roseman probably should have been the guy to get the axe instead of Dougie P. But get rid of Howie Roseman, get rid of Carson Wentz, and get rid of Dougie P. Start over. Blow that shit up, man. But obviously, I'm not sure if, Howie Roseman's ever going to go. Jeff Lurie is going to make his decisions on what he wants to do, but I'm not sure if keeping Carson Wentz there is the right answer. But, if it was Carson Wentz or Dougie P., I guess, if you want to be able to move on and keep that. But if you keep Carson Wentz and the same shit happens again, the rise and fall of NFL players is a nasty business. I hope Carson Wentz can bounce back, but I'm not sure. Mentally, he might be fucked. All right, baby, let's go. 3rd and goal. Let's go. Good natty so far. Alabama knocking on the door on the 10-yard line. 3rd and goal. Play action fake. Jones. Screen pass. Wide open. Touchdown. Alabama Crimson Tide. The Heisman winner, Devontae Smith. Let's go. What a great play call. Devontae Smith and Najee Harris, that's the best 1-2 punch in college football, no doubt. No question. They've been the 2 best players at their position, arguably, all year. Running back and wide receiver. Unbelievable. Extra point is up, and it's good. Justin Fields is really going to get in his bag if they're going to win this game. Look at this play call right here. I know, seriously, Trayvon, how do you not have eyes on the best player, the Heisman winner? How is that side of the football so open? There's no Jeff Okudah out there. No Jeff Okudah out there to make the play. Good play call. Good play call, misdirection, moving guys around. And, like I said, with guys like Devontae Smith and Najee Harris, they're probably going to score 2 or 3 times each. Both players. They're that good. Must-see TV. Master Moore die. Bang! What to do, my guy? I got Bama. I had Bama like 2 months ago. Thank you so much. $5, Master Moore die. Ramley in the building. What to do? How are you, man? I'm excited. I'm excited to see if, maybe Ohio State can pull off this incredible upset, but I just don't see it. I don't think they have defense like Alabama, and I don't think they have the players like Najee Harris and Devontae Smith, And I think Mac Jones is a little underrated. You could say Justin Fields is a better quarterback, right? But in the system, Mac Jones is pretty good. I don't think Mac Jones necessarily is going to be a good NFL quarterback, and Justin Fields might not be either, but we will see. I appreciate that, man. And I'm going to be trying to do as many live streams, with the Rams and the Packers and the Ravens and the Bills and the Browns and the Chiefs and the fucking Buccaneers Saints. I'm definitely doing that one. But I'm going to try to do as many as I can. If I can get in the studio and do all 4 on Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to try. If I can't do 4, I want to do 3. If I can't do 3, I'll try to at least do 2 at the very least. Justin Fields steps up in the pocket. Nice throw. First down, Buckeyes. Let's go. And pay attention, you know what I mean? I don't know what everyone else is doing right now, if they're watching the Natty or, I put the post out that I was going to be doing the live stream this morning, or maybe people just love the NFL and they don't love college football as much as me. I know some of y'all do, but I've always loved college football ever since I was a little kid. You know what I mean? Just the camaraderie, the excitement, and why wouldn't you want to watch and get a jump on the next generation of superstars that might be on your favorite team in the NFL? It just doesn't make sense to me. If you don't love college football, if you love NFL, how can you not love college football? It's not like loving the NBA and not liking college basketball besides maybe March Madness, because I can get it, college basketball sometimes is boring, you know what I mean? But, March Madness is exciting, But, I mean, NFL and college football, I mean, come on. I mean, it's NFL, college football, wrestling. I mean, if you don't love those three things, something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Fields, scrambling, gambling, rolling to his right, flick of the wrist, out of bounds to the ball boy. That might be a future throw you see on fucking Sundays. Justin Fields, incomplete to no fucking buddy. All right? Still not sold on Justin Fields. All right? Had a great game against Clemson, but they had no fucking defense. It's not like Cleveland Farrell was out there and a lot of these guys that they had on defense that were good in years past. So he had a great game, but I need a lot more consistency and better play for me to crown him as the next, big thing in football. He ain't no fucking Justin Herbert. He ain't no fucking Joe Burrow. I'll tell you that. Fields? Oh, big hit. Now, if Justin Fields ends up being a big thing, better than Tua, or if he's on that, Burrow, Herbert level, good for him. That we need that in the NFL. We need good quality quarterbacks. I mean, I hope Justin Fields and Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence end up being great. But in all reality, you're probably only going to get one of those guys that's going to be the real deal Holyfield, maybe two. I feel great. I mean, we should have won that game. Heineke from Meineke, played great. Over the weekend, but with no Alex Smith, even with Alex Smith, I should have fucking beat the brakes off that team. The Bucks, were hot at the right time. AB has been playing good for me. The defense has been pretty good. So I do feel great winning the playoff game. I haven't been to the playoffs since 2007. That's the first win that I've had since 2002, my Super Bowl year. So it feels really, really good. It feels really good. You know what I mean? But there's no guarantee I beat the Saints, but I hope I will. You know what I mean? And there will be definitely a few of people that I rub it into if we get that dub for all the shit talking that I've heard, But I do deserve some of the banter because they have played bad, my Buccaneers, against the Saints. But I've always given Saints credit. It's not like I've said that I thought the Saints were going to, got fucking blasted. It's not like I have said the Bucs are going to win both games by blowouts and we're, going to beat the shit out of them. I've been pretty realistic. I went into both games, thinking that we were going to more than likely lose because they're so well-rounded and they have that chemistry and continuity together. But beating a team 3 times in a row is tough, and I just hope we bring the best game of our season in 2020-2021 season against the Saints, and then we just see what happens from there. So I want to win. I don't want to go this far and lose. I mean, but I'm not sure if any NFC team can win the Super Bowl, in my personal opinion. I think the Chiefs are going to run it back, but we'll see. Nice throw, Justin Fields. Who you fucking throwing to? Nice NFL throw, you bum. Oh, now he's injured too. Got fucking blasted. James Pass, bang! $5, my boy. Chiefs Kingdom in the building. Chiefs Kingdom in the house. I'm rooting for Ohio State, but I think Bama's going to curb stomp him. I do too. I literally don't have a dog in the fight. Woo! Right in the shoulder. Sit the fuck down. Justin Fields, brittle, broken, can't throw. Good night. Just like his NFL career. Broken. I hope he ends up being okay. and all jokes aside. Because we don't want Fields to go out. I'm telling you, Calvin, the Buccaneers or the Saints are not winning the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are running it back. If you think for any goddamn second that the Chiefs are going to lose to the Browns, you're kidding yourself. If you think that the Bills or the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs, you're kidding yourself. And then if you actually think that if the Chiefs get to the Super Bowl with the experience that they have with Eric Bieniemy and all the teams, the Bucks, the Saints, the Rams, or the Packers, it's just not going to happen, man. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? We'll see what NFC team goes out and gets there. The only way the NFC team is going to win the Super Bowl if the Kansas City Chiefs are not there, if some team beats them. So if Cleveland beats them or if they lose to the Bills or Ravens, then you can win the Super Bowl. But if the Chiefs are representing the AFC, good night. You don't go against Patrick Mahomes and Eric Bieniemy, period. You got Honey Badger on the opposite side, Travis Kelce. I mean, there's no better starting 5. Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Honey Badger. You tell me 5 others that are on that level. It's just not happening, man. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. You know what I mean? Of course, if you're a fan of the Bucks, the Packers, the Rams, the Saints, you hope that you win. You hope you want to win. You know, of course, anyone wants to win, but what you want and what you're going to really get are two different things. All right? Chiefs are the best team in football, and they have been all year. Facts. Yeah, Bills ain't going to beat the Chiefs, though, Master Mordai. Not happening. I mean, if you could barely beat the Colts, I mean, the Colts have a good defense, but you should have won that game by more. By more, just like your name, Master Mordai. They should have won by more, all right? And they didn't. So they might not even beat the fucking Ravens. You know what I mean? They might not beat the Ravens. Because the thing is that the Bills' running game isn't really good. I don't really like Singletary or Zach Moss that much. So any given Sunday, I agree. Any given Sunday, Monday, or Thursday, anything can happen. But I'm just letting you know, the Chiefs are the next, dynasty. I mean, whether you guys want to admit it or not, whether you guys can see it or not, but for all the film and all the reading and all the time that I take, I mean, a lot of us that are in the room are fanatics, and we watch the game, all right? But it doesn't matter if you're winning by 1 or if you're winning by 20, all right? A win is a win, and there's nobody that's more clutch than the Chiefs. There's no quarterback that's better than Patrick Mahomes, except for maybe Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, all right? But the Rodgers doesn't really have a well-balanced team. So at some point, they're going to get knocked off, whether it be the Rams, the Bucks, or the Saints, right? But if the Packers get there and the Chiefs get there, that's going to be the best, most entertaining matchup in the Super Bowl because people are going to be able to see a lot of offense out there. Rodgers and Mahomes in the Super Bowl, that's must-see TV, all right? And that's just my take on it, man. I mean, Mahomes is, I've been watching football since the 80s. This face looks young, but I'm old as shit, all right? And I've watched film from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. I grew up as Joe Montana being my favorite player. Jerry Rice, that 49er team of the 80s. I've seen, the good, the bad, the ugly. I've seen John Elway, Dan Marino, Montana, the old school guys with Bart Starr, right? Terry Bradshaw. Unitas, I've watched the film on all these guys and all these legends. Peyton Manning, Steve Young, you're running down all the big name guys over the years. I've never seen anyone like Patrick Mahomes ever. That's why we call him the clone. You know what I mean? He's made up. He's like every single thing that you would want in a quarterback put together in one guy, like a Madden creative player. I mean, that's him. Oh, fumble! Oh, what happened to my hands? Woo! Big play. He definitely turned awkwardly right there. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He turned to his left when he should have turned to his right and fell down. Ohio State was just right in his grill. You could see that fumble coming from a mile away. What are you doing right here? Wow. It's 12 noon. You know what time it is. It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. I absolutely love Zach Wilson. I think he is the most complete quarterback besides Trevor Lawrence. I like Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence more than Justin Fields. Facts. I agree. And it just depends on what team they go to, especially if Zach Wilson goes to a team like the Niners, which I don't know if that's going to happen. But if he went to a team like that, he's going to succeed a lot faster than like a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields on the Jets or the Jags. So sometimes getting drafted maybe a little bit lower and going to a better team might end up suiting that player long-term better. Floater? Oh! What happened to my hands? How the fuck do you drop that? Flag on the play. I mean, I watch a lot of film and I read a lot, and I like watching those lower guys, too, from the smaller schools. Just because you go to BYU or, like, NC State and some of these, like, smaller – that doesn't mean that you're not going to be a good football player. Or, like, Wyoming, like Josh Allen. But also, too, on the flip side, I mean, the Bills already had a good football team before he got there. You know what I mean? They just needed to get Diggs for him to be able to have that number one receiver. But they already had a pretty decent defense. They had a pretty decent offense, good coach, good special teams. They already had a lot of the pieces there. You know, when Baker first got there, didn't really have it. Sam Darnold, they didn't really have it. Lamar went to a team that already had a lot already there. So that's why those two guys succeeded quicker than the other two. Shotgun set, handoff, touchdown, Buckeyes. Teague with number 2. Here we go. We knew we were going to get some points, and we thought maybe Alabama would be getting the pick six or the fumbles, right? But Ohio State taking advantage of the fumble. I like it. Teague says, hey, you got Najee Harris out there. Hey, I'm Teague. All right, I'm pretty good too. I love it. Najee Harris with the touchdown. Devontae Smith with the touchdown, the wide receiver. And Teague with 2 for the Buckeyes. And maybe we'll get an amazing performance from Fields in the second half. But these are the 2 best teams in college football. And, I mean, they have been for a while. I mean, you got Bama, right? SEC, they're normally the best team, even though we saw LSU last year. Ohio State is the cream of the crop in the Big Ten, and they have been for a long time. Clemson's the cream of the crop of the ACC. So, I mean, it's usually up to those 3 teams, and you're just kind of doing a roundabout. This team, maybe this year, maybe this team, and then every once in a while you'll get another SEC team in there or Big Ten or ACC team to do something. You can't really count on the Pac-12. I mean, back when maybe they had Pete Carroll on USC, that was the closest thing to a championship caliber team that you could say that the Pac-12 had. I mean, Oregon has had some teams in the past that have been pretty good. The 2010 Natty team against Auburn. Fuck Cam Newton. We should have won that game. Fuck Auburn. We should have won that game. That knee was down. All right? That knee was fucking down. All right? We should have won that game, but it is what it is. That was the best shot we had to win the Natty. But we've got a couple Rose Bowls under our belts, so I still feel good about that. But we're going to have to be better in recruiting and have to build the program a lot longer. We're never going to be on that same level as Bama or Clemson or Ohio State, but we can get close. But it takes a lot, man. We're not good this season. But I still love my team, though. I still got to rock them, It's tough being a Bucks, Ducks, Mariners, and Blazer fan, You got to ride or die with your team, though. All right, Buckeyes, 14-14. Good game so far. CFP National Championship game. Alabama Crimson Tide, Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Do your boy a solid. And donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or on GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at NW Sports Fanatics. And shame on anybody that is watching this game that's not in the stream. And shame on you if you're not damn watching the game. Are you kidding me? You're an NFL fan and you're not watching the fucking Natty? And it's not like there's bad teams in the Natty in this 2020 COVID year. You know what I mean? It's Alabama, Ohio State. It's the best matchup you could have pretty much asked for. Unless Clemson would have won with Trevor Lawrence, but he just keeps fucking choking in these big games these last 2 seasons. Yeah, Texans aren't giving up Watson. But you never know. I actually like Deshaun Watson on the Niners. Personally, that would be the best fit. You put him on the fucking San Francisco 49ers, you're going to be in an NFC championship game like every other year. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson on the Niners, if they could stay healthy on defense and keep building around Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and that 49er team, that would be the best place for him. Personally, that's the best fit. But, yeah. I would take Deshaun Watson on my team in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me? That's a top 5 quarterback right now, right? This season, you got Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. I don't even know if you can put Russell Wilson. I mean, he plays great in the beginning of the season, right? But then towards the end of the season, I don't know. I mean, you got to put him in, top 5. But he didn't play like a goddamn top 5 quarterback against the Rams. He looked pedestrian. All right? Deshaun Watson's up there. He's definitely top 5, number 4, number 5 type of quarterback. But then you got other guys up there like Lamar, Deshaun Watson. I like Justin Herbert. I really do. I think that he's going to be one of those guys, and that's not me just being a Ducks fan. You saw him throw the bomb, right? Who throws the bomb better than Justin Herbert in year 1? I don't know if anybody has. I mean, Josh Allen was very inaccurate. First couple seasons, had worst completion percentage, and then got to 4th this season with Diggs, right? But as far as accuracy on that long ball, I mean, maybe besides Patrick Mahomes, I mean, I don't think I've seen anyone throw that deep ball like my boy Justin Herbert. So, Nola's in the building. What do you do? What to do, my guy? Natty, turn that fucking TV on, my guy. Bama, Ohio State. You never know what player might end up being on your favorite team. That's why you want to pay attention to the Rose Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl. All right, the big bowl games. You want to pay attention because you might be able to get a glimpse of your next superstar on your team, rocking in the NFL wearing your jersey. All right? Mac Jones, there we go. First down. Bama, roll Tide. Second name ain't better. Well, you know, your defense makes people look pedestrian. You know what I mean? Russell Wilson is a great quarterback, but when you play great defenses like the Saints and the Rams, right? When you guys play those type of defenses, you can make anybody look pedestrian. Let's be real. I mean, Russell Wilson is a top 3, top 4 quarterback, right? But when you play amazing defenses, you're just like, God damn. You know, so instead of being like, oh, Russell Wilson sucks, no, he doesn't suck, right? It's that the Rams and Saints defenses are amazing. They make people look like shit, all right? That's the real deal. There we go. Shake and bake. Shake and bake. First down, Bama. What to do, Nola? How are you? Saints Bucks. I know. I'm excited, man. Not scared. Expect to lose, but I hope that we play the best game of the season. So I mean, if they play defense and they you know, we lose by 1, 2, or 3, and we you know, you guys have to kick a field goal to win, I can accept that. I just don't want to get blown out. You know what I mean? With everything on the line, an NFC Championship game on the line, just play good football. I want to win. I hope we win. But as long as we play with respect and people can, you know, give us credit that it's not just one player or 2 players. Like, you know, we bring a full, complete game. Mac Jones with a nice run. Brady has a good game. Rojo and Fournette run the ball effectively. You know, the defense maybe gets a pick on Breeze. Maybe we get a special teams touchdown. Just as long as we're bringing it. You know, as long as we're bringing it. I'm proud of my team, though. I mean, we ended up making the playoffs. I told you guys we were going to win 10, 11 games, and we did. You know, the Saints are the better football team, but anything can happen. I'm excited. I'm glad that's the last game on Sunday, which it should be. Must-see TV. Brady and Breeze. Uh-oh, screen pass. Oh, baby! Shake and bake! Shake and bake! Touchdown! Bama! Woo! And this natty is awesome. Let's go! Oh! Let's go! Let's go. I love it. When we had Joe Burrow, right? When you had Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence last season, you know, your boy was excited, right? That was just fun to watch. Back and forth, right? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, make him stare, Helaire. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Burrow, Brady calling plays, Trevor Lawrence on the other side. Extra point is up, and it's good. But you knew this was going to be a good game, and it's living up to the billing. Let's go. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes, sir. Big 2-2, baby. Let's go. Rams drafted QB in 2021. Well, are you not impressed with Goff? You don't think he's the guy for the team? You think that they could move on from him and get someone better? You might be able to get someone in free agency rather than draft one. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a project QB. Yeah. Why would they draft a QB? There's more positions that are more important than QB. I mean, maybe late round QB. I mean, draft pick, but you guys need to work on the offensive line, right, and the defense. You know, defense and offensive line would be definitely where you guys would want to look in the draft. Wide receivers are good. Tight ends are good. Most of the positions are pretty good, but
Take time to make time, babe.
I mean, that's where I would be looking.
No. Make time to take time. Either way, you'll find La Vida Más Vida.
Let's go. Calvin Griffin, Najee Harris scored. Najee. Najee. So Najee's got 2 and Teague's got 2. And then Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner's got the other score. So Surtain is nice. Yeah, I mean, when we see like the combine and we see the other players, there's always going to be that splash kid that comes out of nowhere, runs the 40 quicker, or, might be from a smaller school that we don't know about, like Troy or, Brown or just like some fucking place that we don't know of. But based off like the bigger schools, he looks like he's definitely, I'm not sure if he's going to be like Okuda good, or some of these other corners that have gotten drafted high in the last couple years. But Patrick Surtain, he looked pretty good. He looks pretty good. Just depends on what, team drafts him. But I like him, man. Yeah, and remember, you don't have Todd Gurley anymore either. I mean, imagine having a healthy Todd Gurley this season, and having a better O-line. But you could keep drafting O-linemen for the next, 2 or 3 years. Because, I mean, really, if you can – build around Cam Akers. You already got Malcolm Brown, Darrell Henderson. If Cam Akers is going to be the guy that you are going to go with. But if that's the case, keep building that O-line for the next 2, 3, 4 years and keep beefing up the defense. The defense is good, but it could be better. You can keep adding depth and pieces. But the one inconsistency, right, is going to be offensive line. And maybe getting a better kicker. You know what I mean? I know you guys had Legatron, and then you moved on from him. But maybe at some point, getting a better kicker. Nothing really wrong with the kicker, but, upgrading the position, I mean, Goff, like I said, Goff is one of those guys McVay can work with him. There's going to be guys at some point, though. Yeah, he's been pretty surprising, Okay? But having a top-notch kicker for a team like the Rams would definitely help them. Having a guy that's going to be like a top 5 kicker for the next 10 years could really pay dividends. I'm not sure if Matt Gay's top 5 kicker in the league. You know what I mean? He's pretty good this season. But is he going to be good next year and the year after? Is that going to be the guy? But O-line, man. O-line is what the Rams need to focus on. But Goff isn't the most athletic QB, you know what I mean? Imagine if you had a, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson kind of player. How many more points that you would score, you know what I mean? I mean, he's sufficient for what you do. Yeah, Greg the Leg did kind of fall off, but again, he was on the Cowboys. So, I mean, anytime you go to the Cowboys, everything's falling off, including your numbers on your jersey, all right? That shit just peels off. Right? Yeah, Greg the Leg started to get hurt for you guys a couple years back, so I wasn't too surprised that you guys moved on. Justin Fields. Oh, tucking and running. Go. The 40, the 50. Nice run by Justin Fields. Let's go. 21-14, Bama. Wolf of Ball Street. Oh, my. Teague. He's getting loose. Woo. Teague is playing as good as Najee Harris, baby. He's playing just as good. I mean, they're going toe-to-toe, which I figured they would. But in the second half, that's really where Alabama and the adjustments are made. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. You don't like Goff, Trayvon, for your QB? You want someone better? But you got to have an O-line to win the battle in the trenches. That's going to open up the running game and the passing game. Because if you have a good QB and a shit O-line, you're not going to be able to get the ball to the players. You're not going to be able to run the ball effectively, and you're not going to be able to have time in the pocket for your reads. Even if the quarterback is great, you're going to need time. We all know, I mean, teams that have good O-lines, good D-lines, and good coaching, that's really where it's at. Of course, you want, a great quarterback, but if that's the case, you only have to have a QB. Then how the fuck did I win with Brad Johnson? How did the Ravens win, right, with fucking Trent Dilfer? So that logic, it's a different league now. I get it. It's more of a passing league now, but you still need to win the battle in the trenches, O-line and D-line. And coaching's important too. And you got McVay. Oh, baby! Running into a brick wall. Teague, sit the fuck down. All right, Bama. Saints Bucks is going to be fire. I agree. Hope everyone's having a great Monday. Worked a long day today. But you know what? It's the natty, so know how much, if I wake up at, 5, 6 in the morning and I'm a little tired, you know what I mean? You got to get up for the natty, man. You got to get up for the natty. Yeah, and Master Mordai, and then Cam Akers, which I knew was going to be good. He didn't have an O-line at Florida State. They were one of the worst. Right? And even though your O-line isn't that good this year, he's still good enough to make plays, even though the O-line isn't really where it needs to be. But if you keep building that O-line, you know what I'm saying, then it's like the defense is pretty much set. McVay is there, right? You can improve certain pieces, but I think that if you can have a top 5 O-line, I mean, regardless if you have Todd Gurley or not, Cam Akers could put up similar Todd Gurley numbers if you can build that O-line over the next couple years. I mean, we've already seen him break out for 100-yard games, and it seems like it's pretty easy to him. So, but it could be better, Trayvon. All right? It could be better. Your line is nowhere near the Super Bowl O-line. Andrew Whitworth and, some of these guys, the line is not the same. And obviously having a Todd Gurley, at that point was like number 1 running back, number 2, number 3. Not saying that Cam Akers can't, end up being a top 5 running back at some point in his career, all right? But having that O-line with Todd Gurley, the team and the dynamic was a little different, so. Just have to have that consistency. Plus, you're in a tough division, in the NFC West. There's going to be a lot of parity in the NFC West, especially, if you get a Kirk Cousins, a Deshaun Watson, or a Matt Ryan to the Niners. The Niners get rid of Jimmy G, and then they end up getting someone, and they can stay healthy. The Niners are going to be battling. Then you got the Rams, Seahawks. I mean, Cardinals, if they can build up their O-line and their defense, they might be able to make a little bit of a run. Trask is pretty good from Florida. I mean, he's had his good games, and he's had some bad games. Fell a little short to Bama, but also, too, you didn't have Kyle Pitts out there, like the best tight end in football. So if you don't have your number 1 guy out there, how the fuck are you supposed to beat Alabama, right? So I see a little bit of good and bad in him, too. I'd like for him to be a little bit more consistent. He's not a guy that can lead a team on his own, but if you put him on a team that has weapons already, Trask could make maybe a name out of himself. He had a pretty good season this year for the Gators. So Pitts is great. Pitts seems like he's the next, he could be like a Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller, Mark Andrews. He could be a guy like those guys. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Defensive Player of the Year, what happened to TJ Watt? Huh? TJ Watt, supposedly, Defensive Player of the Year, disappeared. Right? Cameron Hayward, where are you? Milk carton. Right? Minka Fitzpatrick, milk carton. What happened in that Browns game? So I know, like, T-Rex had a shitload of sacks. Right? TJ Watt played amazing this season. But are they just, like, paper champs? Like regular season teams, like in the NBA, where you're awesome in the regular season, like James Harden, and then you fucking nut up in the playoffs? Because I'm starting to think some of these guys, they're great during the regular season, but then it comes to the playoffs, and they're just not the same. They're just not the same. Well, Gilmore got COVID, and then he got hurt. But I still think that he's the best corner. I mean, you still got Ramsey's up there, Xavier Howard with the 10 picks from Miami. There's a good amount of corners, that are making names for themselves in this league. Oh, shit! Someone call 911. That motherfucker's out. KO! Bang, bang, bang! Someone call 911. Oh, shit! Motherfucker got knocked out. Bang! That was like, oh boy, Paul knocking out Nate Robinson. Bang! Sit the fuck down. Nate Robinson didn't get up. Is that targeting? Oh, shit! Right in the fucking chin. Nate Robinson, KO. Bang! Someone call, he is dead. Oh, shit. Motherfucker's dead. Not D-E-A-D, D-E-D. Dead. Look at this right here, right on the chin. Bang! Fucking helmet moved like 4 inches. Oh, shit. Wow, that was the biggest hit of the night. Number 9. Rucker. Woo! Shit. Fucking helmet right on the chin, and then you see the helmet go up like 4 inches and go sideways. Fucking knocked his ass out. Boo! Shit! Let's go. I don't want anyone to get hurt, all right? You know, and I don't like dirty football. But, you know, me being a linebacker guy in the Lawrence Taylor era, you know what I mean? A lot of these NFL players, you know, soft, and they, you know, they're protecting the quarterbacks too much. You know, it's not as bad as the NBA where they used to be hardcore and now they're a bunch of fucking pussies, all right? You know what I mean? Let's see what happens here. Targeting. Targeting, he's out. Damn. Battle is out. Damn, yeah, if anything was targeting, it was definitely that play. He fucking got him right on the chin. Jordan Battle. The sophomore. Man. Seems like we have a big targeting ejection on almost every game. Rose Bowl, college football playoff. There's always at least one, it seems like, in the first half. Yeah, not just double team, Master Mordai, triple. I know, and he's a D tackle, and I'm a Warren Sapp guy, and I can admit, I mean, he's the best D tackle that I've ever seen. I mean, shit, if you get 20 sacks at D tackle, that's something. Overthrown, incomplete. I mean, it's one thing to be a D end or a linebacker and get 15 or 20 or play a combo like a Khalil Mack, like D end, outside linebacker, right? You know, to do that and get 20 sacks. Amazing, right? But then you're kind of expected to get those big numbers if you're elite, 15 or 20. But no one expects to get fucking 20 when you're, you know, lining up right over the fucking center or the fucking nose guard, right? No one expects that. You expect to get, if you have 10 at D tackle, that's an amazing season. You get 20, that's like 2 players in one. Yeah, I love me some Aaron Donald. This is crazy. 20 is like, yeah, you might not ever see that again. Ever. You know what I mean? 10 to 15, you're like, wow. You know what I mean? I think anything really over 10 at D tackle, it's like an eye-opener. And then you get 12, and then you're like, okay, definitely one of the best, you know, in the NFL. And then if you hit 15 at D tackle, that's almost that unicorn status, mythical status. And then if you get anything above that, like 18 to 20, that's like, you know, one of the best things that you've ever seen ever on at the NFL level. Fields. Oh, how did he drop that? What happened to my hands? That was an interception. What happened? Patrick Surtain. How did you drop that? You just went from first rounder to fifth rounder. What the fuck happened? Pick that off. Ah! Oh, come on! You got to grab that, especially if you're the best corner in football. Come on. All right, Siebert to kick. First field goal attempt. Well, we know the Pro Bowl's a joke. They're not even fucking playing it this year. Field goes up, and it's good. Alabama's defense stalls the drive. Should have had a fucking interception right there by Surtain. But it is what it is. Yeah, Hendrickson definitely deserved to be in the Pro Bowl. I mean, how do you get 14 and a half sacks and you don't get any fucking love? You know what I mean? It's just incredible how the NFL is so biased. I mean, the NBA is more about favoritism and popularity. You know what I mean? But the NFL, I mean, Pro Bowl doesn't mean shit. All-Pro means a lot more. You get an all-pro status, that's what the fans and the players really respect. No one gives a shit about the Pro Bowl. Fuck it. They should just fucking quit the Pro Bowl. It's not even a respectable all-star game. NHL all-star game is good. NBA all-star game is a joke half the time, unless they play defense. MLB all-star game by far is the best. You know, they actually play and try throughout the whole game. If you're not going to play like a regular football game and have some flag football bullshit out there, you know what I mean? That's not even worth having, you know? Yep, Hendrickson, I agree. I mean, I'm a Bucs fan, but I know good football players when I see them. Both had good seasons. But T-Rex was out of nowhere. I don't think anyone saw T-Rex Hendrickson coming out, that just came out of nowhere. It was cool to see, you know. I don't want to see it against my Buccaneers, all right, but you guys, he played great. 14.5, that's fantastic. Oh, yeah. I'm a big baseball guy, too. I mean, for me, NBA and college basketball is kind of boring. I mean, I'll watch some Blazer games here and there. I used to love the NBA, but it's some trash, all right? NFL, college football, AEW, and then, when baseball comes on, I mean, I'll definitely watch. I like watching the upper echelon teams. My dad, like I told you guys, is from LA. He's a Dodger guy. He's been a Dodger fan since the 50s. So, I mean, the Mariners, I met Ken Griffey Jr. in 89 and Ken Griffey Sr. I'm a big Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, Griffey guy, but they're garbage. They're garbage, right? But I love watching the Dodgers with my dad. It's our little bonding moment. Oh, big hit. And they finally got the pennant this year, so that was special. But I love the Dodgers. For Christmas, I got a few different bobbleheads from my dad because I wanted to get a couple of Dodger ones to add to the collection. Love collecting bobbleheads. Usually I'll have like Griffey's and Mariner players, but got 3 Cody Bellinger bobbleheads that I added to the collection. And I think 2 of them are stadium giveaways, which I love because those are the type of things I like. Those kind of rare collectibles. Fire. Yeah, Randy Johnson, man, I love him. I mean, he's my favorite pitcher of all time. I mean, I met Sandy Koufax in 92 when I was 10, so that's kind of how I became a Northwest sports fanatic. Meeting Sandy Koufax, the best left-handed pitcher ever, not named Steve Carlton from the Phillies or Randy Johnson, right? And then having Randy Johnson, be one of my favorite players, meeting, Griffey and Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr., getting the autograph on the rookie card. I still got pictures with him. Amazing day of my life. When I was 7 and I was 10, I knew my life was changed forever. But a big Griffey guy, big Randy Johnson guy, the big unit, Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, those are like my top 4. And then obviously with the Dodgers, I'm a big Clayton Kershaw guy, but I'm a big Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale guy for pitchers back in the 50s and 60s for LA. But I watch pretty much all the Dodger games. My dad watches every single one. That's how hardcore my dad is, if you want to talk about Northwest sports fanatics. I mean, it's one thing to watch all the NFL games, 16 to 20 games, depending on if you go to the playoffs, right? Or, if you're watching 82 basketball games, but imagine watching 162 baseball games. That's what my dad does. Hardcore. You know what I mean? He doesn't watch really anything else besides the Ducks for me, but the Dodgers, every fucking game on the laptop or on the TV. That's dedication. That's a lot of love. But if you've been a fan since the 50s, that's a lot of baseball. You know what I mean? But that's where the Northwest sports fanatics really came from. Meeting Griffey, meeting my idol before he even took an at bat professionally. In his rookie season in '89, I already knew. Besides my dad being my hero, it's Ken Griffey Jr. Like, no doubt. 2nd down and 4. Bama up 21-17. 3:58 left in the second quarter. Going deep. Oh! The Heisman winner, Devontae Smith. First down, Bama. Roll Tide. College football's high scoring is because these players on offense are the real deal Holyfield. You got to think, in recruiting, no clan, you had Michael Thomas go to Ohio State, Zeke, right, on offense. Alabama's always had amazing players, Julio Jones, right, Calvin Ridley. Look at all the players. The only bad one that they had at running back was Trent Richardson. They had Mark Ingram, and many, many quality running backs, over the years. Seen Josh Jacobs. I mean, it's just the talent is oozing out of these two franchises. I mean, if you're talking about NFL talent, Amari Cooper is another one. But if you're talking about guys that actually pan out on the NFL level, these two schools pan out the most NFL talent that pans out from college to the NFL, hands down. I mean, you get other schools, LSU from time to time will have some, Clemson and these other schools that are out there, but I think consistently, you had guys like Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Chase Young, on Ohio State. It's just unreal, the talent pool that Alabama and Ohio State have. So it's no coincidence that you usually see these teams or Clemson in the Natty because they recruit the best, they got the best players. Hands down. I mean, even after Urban Meyer left, Ohio State is still the cream of the crop in the Big Ten, and they have been. Michigan cannot win. Harbaugh stinks. All right, he needs to quit, and they gave him an extension. Wide open. Touchdown, Bama. Ohio State just doesn't have enough defense to hang with Najee Harris and Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner. Devontae Smith is going to be so exciting on the next level. I really wonder how high he'll get drafted in fantasy football next year. Maybe second round. He might go second round. You might not pick him in the first round, but he might, because you'll have other wide receivers, Tyreek the Freak Hill, and there'll be a couple. It'll be all running backs. Maybe someone will reach for a Patrick Mahomes, right? But in that second round, when you're looking for a wide receiver after you've picked a running back, I wouldn't be shocked if people are going to be going out for this. He's amazing, man. And there's going to be others that are going to be good too.
That Seven Banks has to stay with right over here. He's trying to stay with him. Is he going up? Nope. Now he's going back. Then he releases, and now you got to try to get out to the flat. It's just hard to do. It's hard on a corner, but it's all about the matchup that Sark creates.
I mean, he had 20 touchdowns receiving. I mean, do we understand how insane that is?
The Irish, 7 for 130 and 3 touchdowns. How about the first half for 11 catches? 107.
No Clan needs better TV is what I'm hearing.
So much for the Heisman jinx, right?
Yeah, no Heisman jinx at wide receiver. I mean, if you get it at quarterback or running back, there's always going to be maybe those questions or those concerns. You know what I mean? But I love it that we get it at the wide receiver position. I mean, I hope this guy ends up being, a top 5 wide receiver in the league sooner than later. I mean, if he's got hands and route running like we're watching on this level, and Ohio State has a decent defense. It's not like they stank at defense, right? I mean, he really can do whatever he wants, and it's not like Mac Jones is a Trevor Lawrence or the best quarterback in college football. Najee Harris is the best running back, right? Smith. I mean, shit, could you imagine Smith with Joe Burrow? Whew. Or Justin Herbert? Woo! There's a lot of teams that still need that true number one. I mean, I would take him on the Buccaneers in a heartbeat. Atlanta, right? You trade Julio and Matt Ryan away and you get him on Atlanta. He's so good. He is so good. And, I mean, if you get 20 touchdowns at the wide receiver position, that's like getting 20 sacks at D tackle. It's unheard of. I mean, look up the stats. When's the last time a goddamn wide receiver got 20? Last time a wide receiver won the Heisman, Desmond Howard in 91. All right? So, and even Desmond Howard didn't have 20. Unbelievable. Unbelievable talent in this kid. That's why I can't believe more people aren't in the stream watching this game. I mean, I get it if you love NFL, but, I mean, you're really missing out. You know what I mean? Especially in fantasy football drafts. If you never watched this kid, you're definitely not going to be picking him because you're not watching the goddamn game, Got to watch this talent on the lower levels. Oh! Almost an incredible grab. But now you're seeing Alabama start to pull away. CFP National Championship game, the Natty. Alabama Crimson Tide, Ohio State Buckeyes live, play-by-play and reactions with the best on fucking YouTube. Your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or on GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Your boy is grinding and hustling. No one works harder than me. Let's go. And we got the best fans on YouTube. You! The Fanatic family. What do I like more? AFC, NFC, NFC. Come on, man. I'm a Bucks fan. Saints are in the NFC. The Bucks are in the NFC. The Packers are there, right? Rams are there. Seattle. I mean, the Niners. I mean, I'm an NFC guy. You know what I mean? NFC, no doubt. I love the NFC South. I mean, the only division that's kind of shitty is the NFC East. But even that being said, when the teams are decent, I love the Eagles and the Washington football team, the Redskins and the Giants, and the Cowboys, that rivalry, because they all fucking hate each other. You know what I mean? And if they have a decent football teams, it's usually fun to watch, beating each other up, how much hatred they have for each other. So definitely the NFC. But the AFC has got some quality teams. Chiefs, real deal Holyfield, man. Ohio State with the punt. 2:38 left in the second quarter. Smith with the punt return. He's loose. Oh, big hit. Took him to the 40. Uh-oh. A little slow getting up. Bama's going to score again. I mean, this kid, Smith, is almost unguardable on the college level. Like, even if you had Jeff Okudah, which was the best corner last year, I don't think Okudah could hang with Smith. I mean, you might be able to slow him down a little bit, but, I mean, this kid is unreal. I mean, just imagine if you had an elite QB throwing him 2-2. I mean, we're talking Mac Jones, who's a pretty good QB. But, I mean, if you had Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence on this team throwing to him, I mean, shit, you might get like fucking 5 touchdowns out of him. Shit, you might get 5 touchdowns out of Mac Jones throwing to him tonight. Unreal talent, man. Screen pass. Go. First down. Bama. And if you don't go to Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner, Najee Harris, the best running back in college football. Both guys got 20 this season. And I don't think you guys really realize how incredible that is if you don't watch college football on a regular basis like me. You don't get 20 touchdowns from a running back. It just doesn't happen. You don't get 20 touchdowns at wide receiver. You might not ever see another wide receiver get 20. It might take another like 10 or 15 years before we get another guy that gets 20. That's how rare it is. Nice screen pass. 28-17. Ohio State needs a turnover desperately. A pick six, a fumble for a touchdown, or just a turnover to stop the bleeding, and they need to score. I mean, if you get some kind of turnover right here and a score, right, and it's 28-24, you got a shot. But if you give up a field goal and it's 31-17, or they score again, it's over. OVA. Over. And Ohio State's getting tired, and they're reeling right now. Too many weapons, too talented on that O-line. The play calling is superb. Mac Jones going deep. Touchdown! Devontae Smith. This guy, this kid, there's a reason why I got him on your screen. 3 TDs, Heisman winner. Now, do we understand why this kid got the Heisman? I mean, you guys talk about Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley and the guys that they've had. This guy has potential to be on that kind of level, but maybe more. Maybe more. All right? I mean, this guy, I mean, could you imagine if you get this kind of skill set where he's up there with a Michael Thomas, Tyreek the Freak Hill, a DeAndre Hopkins? Maybe this kid could be a top 5 wide receiver right away. I mean, could you imagine? And then him working up the ranks, number 4, number 3. Maybe he could go down as the number 1 guy. Maybe this kid is the next DeAndre Hopkins for consistency. You got Julio and Michael Thomas. They bounce around, in the top 5. Right? And then we've seen Devontae Adams, be in the top 5 for quite some time. But is this kid the next DeAndre Hopkins? Is this kid the long-term new superstar? Could be. I hope he is. I hope he is. This kid's pacing for 6 touchdowns. Unbelievable. 23 TDs? Oh, my God. Man. They need more than 3 safeties. They motherfucker could throw up 20 guys. It could be 11 on 20, and this motherfucker would still get in the end zone. He is so talented. And like I said, Mac Jones isn't like he was in the Heisman consideration. He got invited to be a top 4. I'm not sure if he really deserved to be, a top 4 candidate. But, I mean, on some of these throws, you see why. So we got to give some love to Mac Jones, too. I mean, he's been playing pretty fucking good. Normally, Alabama quarterbacks aren't very good, Over the years, that was kind of their bugaboo, where they didn't really have a NFL QB, and they've started to recruit better in the last few years, right?
Wisconsin against undefeated Michigan.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Inside hoops team takes on Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we thought Jerry Jeudy and Ridley and Julio and these guys were good, but this kid might be better. I mean, imagine if this kid's better than Julio, like long-term, and has like a Julio career, but he's more of a touchdown machine. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. And imagine all these motherfuckers that are sitting there watching movies or bullshitting, watching something else. How the fuck are you not watching this? You're missing out on history, man. Shame on you if you're not watching the Natty right now and you're a football fan. Shame on you. Especially if this kid ends up being like the number one wide receiver. I mean, could you imagine if he ends up being better than Michael Thomas, better than DeAndre Hopkins, better than DK Metcalf, better than A.J. Brown, better than Devontae Adams? Like, if he ends up being the number one wide receiver in like 3 years, you'd be like, you remember this game, the Natty, where he scored 3 in the first half? He might still score a couple more in the second. This guy could end up having like 6 fucking TDs receiving. Do you know how wild and crazy that is? It's one thing to get 5 touchdowns with like a Najee Harris at running back, but to score 6 times in the Natty against a pretty good defense in Ohio State, I mean, way to put your name on the map. I mean, his draft stock, I mean, if he was a top 10 pick going into this game, he might be a top 5 pick now. I mean, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, wide receiver is a position that you can draft later, right? You can draft that later. You can go QB, offensive line, maybe the best linebacker or DN. But maybe with this kid, you might want to pick him in the top 5. I mean, he's showing that he's worth top 5 draft pick status, and that's insane. You don't pick a wide receiver top 5. You just don't do it. But with this kid, he might be worth it. He might be worth it. Man, unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen a wide receiver play like this. Hands, route running, big playability. And he doesn't really seem like a cocky fucker either, where he's got to rub shit in. Uh-oh, this guy's knee is busted. Dead. DED. Hope he's okay, but he's holding that knee and he's already got a brace on it. Hopefully it's not like an ACL tear. Man. Wow, man. Well, thank you guys, every single one of you that's in the room. Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I know some of y'all are big NFL guys, or wrestling guys like me, right? May not like college football, but I figure if you're in the room with me, you guys love college football just as much as me, and you're watching history right now. And that's why I like watching a lot of these games, because sometimes if you take games for granted during football season, you got friends and family and laundry and, shopping and all these other, things that you need to do, And sometimes if you, do all these other things and you miss these games, once football season's over, you're going to regret it. You're going to be like, damn, I should have watched a little bit more football, because then you're just going to be itching for it for like 6 months. I mean, you'll get the draft and you'll get the combine. But that's not the same as actually watching the games, divisional, NFC, AFC championship game, the Super Bowl, the Natty. It's special, man. I haven't missed a Natty or a Rose Bowl since I was a little kid. So I don't know. Maybe my dedication is just, on another level. But, I mean, for World Series and NBA Finals and then the big ones, I'm always watching. I'm always watching. I want Penei Sewell to go somewhere else, No Clan. I'd rather have him go with my boy Justin Herbert to the Chargers. I mean, they need help in other areas, but I mean, this kid is going to be, I feel, Hall of Fame. I mean, I know he hasn't taken a snap in the NFL, but me being an Oregon fan, watching him in the front row behind the duck bench for years, I mean, I've never seen a kid on the O-line, from Oregon as good as this guy. I mean, we're talking the Quentin Nelson of the guard position at tackle. I mean, he whatever team he goes to, I would be shocked if he's not a Pro Bowler year one. He's that good. You know what I mean? I think that he might end up being, the highest paid tackle in a few years after that rookie contract's up. He's that good. I mean, it's so hard to get. If you go to YouTube and watch Penei Sewell highlights, I mean, he doesn't give up sacks. He's got the footwork, right? He's got the hands. He's got the swag. I mean, he's got everything that you would want in an offensive lineman as far as like Hall of Fame tackles. And he can play the right side if you need him to, but he really excels on the left, for a right-handed quarterback. It's just amazing, man. And he's so good, they might draft him number 2 overall. I mean, think of all the other talent that you have at QB with Fields and Zach Wilson from BYU, right? Trevor Lawrence. And I'm telling you, if you didn't have big names at QB, Penei Sewell would go number 1 overall. He's that talented. All right, 35-17. See how quickly that shit went out of hand? That shit was so close for a while, and it just got out of hand within just like 2 possessions. This will be another natty that I've gotten correct. Add that to the list. Unless we see an incredible comeback from Ohio State, but I don't see it. I mean, the defenses will tighten up. Adjustments will be made. But, I mean, at this point, Alabama should get into the 50s at the very least. And then hopefully Ohio State gets into the mid-30s before the game is over. CFP National Championship game, Alabama Crimson Tide, Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. 35 likes, so 5 more to 40. We're at $20 in donos. Good start. All right. So maybe if we can get that to maybe like 40 to 50 before the game is over, that would be great. And if we can get the likes up to maybe 50 to 60 before the game is over, we'll see what happens in the second half. Hopefully we get some good action there. But this has been a hell of a game, man, as far as talent. I mean, if the Texans get rid of Deshaun Watson, they're stupid. But, I mean, they gave up all their draft picks getting rid of D-Hop to the Cardinals. They're fucked. I mean, that's a franchise I wouldn't want to be a part of, But, I mean, you're going to have to give up a lot for Deshaun Watson. It would be like 4 first-rounders, and I don't think anyone's going to do that, Because that's what you would have to give capital-wise, like 2, first-rounders and then another 2 first-rounders. I mean, like, you're going to have to give the house for a top-5 QB. Especially if you go to a team like, the Dolphins, if you had a Deshaun Watson there, you could probably get to an AFC championship game every other year. You could even put them on a team like the Niners, with the defense that they have and the coaching with Kyle Shanahan. And you could probably get to an NFC championship game every other year for a few years with a Deshaun Watson on a team like that. So, I don't know if, unless he, just, holds out and says, fuck Houston, I'm not playing here anymore. You know what I mean? J.J. Watt wants out, too. I don't blame him. Nobody wants to play there. So why do you think Bieniemy gave Houston a hard pass? I think Bieniemy needs to stay. You could go to the Eagles. You could go to the Jets. You can go to the Jags. But why? Stick in Kansas City. You're with the best QB that's in the game right now and could go down in history as the best QB ever. All right, why would you can be a head coach, but what are you going to do? Go to the Jets, get fired after 3 years, and come back to KC because that's what's going to happen. So you might as well just stay there, wait for Andy Reid to retire, and then you're the big dog leading the legacy of Patrick Mahomes. That's what I would do. There's nothing wrong with being the best OC in football for the next 3 or 4 years in a row and then being a head coach and then being considered maybe a top 5 head coach sooner than later if you start getting some rings. So that's what I would do. Pride aside, you can lead a team, but if the team doesn't have talent, they're going to get rid of you. After it's a what have you done for me lately league, and then you're fired after 2 or 3 years, and he'll come back. Why? Just stay where you're at. Special situation. Stay in KC. I don't care what job comes up. There's no job better than the KC job. You name one job that's better than KC's job. There isn't. There's not a better job than KC. Mahomes, Kelsey, Honey Badger, all the pieces that you have right there. There's no job in the NFL better than Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes as the best quarterback in football, period. Period. What's a better job? There isn't one. Well, Calvin, but the thing is I'm not biased, bro. You know what I mean? I call shit right down the middle. I imagine you've watched film, all right? Over time, I'm just saying. I mean, if he stays healthy for 15 years, all right, and he ends up getting 4 or 5 rings, he's gonna hit a bunch of 5,000-yard seasons. Mahomes is special. So I mean, if you can't see it, that's fine. But I'm not a hater to greatness. When some people like to hate on like LeBron or Magic or Bird or Jordan, you know what I mean? When I see greatness, Reggie White, there's just certain guys that stand out. You know, Aaron Donald, like when you see the legends, you know what I mean? But if you think Patrick Mahomes is a one or done, you're fucking kidding yourself. Drew Brees only has 1 ring, and he's only going to have 1 ring, all right? Russell Wilson has 1 ring. He's going to end with 1 ring. Aaron Rodgers has got 1 ring. He's probably going to end with 1 ring. Mahomes is not ending with 1 ring, I'm telling you. All right, at the very minimum, Patrick Mahomes is probably going to end his career with a minimum of 3. But there's a good shot for probably 4 to 7 if they can keep the roster intact for the most part. That's my personal feeling. This is the new dynasty in football. It's whether you realize it or not. So Rodgers is not Patrick Mahomes, though. Patrick Mahomes has more talent than out of any quarterback I've ever seen in my entire life. You know, if you got a baseball background, you'll see. Okay, that's fine if you don't want to believe. They're going to go back to back, and so I mean, if you don't want to see it now, I mean, if you want to think that I'm crazy, all right. But the thing is, if you're so into your own teams, the Rams, the Saints, I'm just being realistic. You think that your teams are on the same level as teams like this, but you don't have the same type of OC. You don't have the same type of coach, all right? You don't have Patrick Mahomes. And imagine if you had Patrick Mahomes on your team. Then you could say the same thing. If Patrick Mahomes was on the Rams, you'd be going to the NFC Championship game almost every year. If the Patrick Mahomes was on the Saints, you could probably go undefeated or go 15-1 almost every year. So don't tell me that Patrick Mahomes doesn't fucking make a difference. Because you're kidding yourself if you don't think that's the truth. Because both of your teams, if you had Patrick Mahomes, you're winning 14, 15 undefeated seasons, winning Super Bowls with him on your rosters, with O-lines and D-lines that you guys have. I'm just saying. Stop hating on Patrick Mahomes like he's not good. You put him on your team, you're winning a lot of rings. All right? That's facts. So, I mean, if anyone can get close to Brady or you know, get to that level, it's him and that roster. But obviously he has to stay injury-free. They're going to have to replace, you know, the D coordinators and the O coordinators over time, get a replacement for Travis Kelce and Honey Badger at some point. You know what I mean? You know, it's not going to be easy. So the thing is that you say that now, but the thing is the possibility of anyone getting to those numbers, right? Who has the best shot of getting into the class of Montana, Peyton Manning, John Elway? It ain't Drew Brees. He got the 5,000-yard seasons, but you got 1 ring. All right? You might put him on Mount Rushmore, but when it's all said and done, Mahomes is going to be higher on the pecking order. Just saying. You know, Aaron Rodgers has only got 1. Russell Wilson's only got 1. But just because your quarterback's only got 1, all right, don't put Mahomes in that. He's already got his 1. This is in the end of Mahomes' career, all right? The natural talent is oozing out of Patrick Mahomes. And we'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm right and you're wrong. We will see. But don't act like it's impossible for Mahomes if they keep the roster and keep building, right? That he can't win 2, 3. You know, if they win back-to-back this year, that's 2 already. And then Bieniemy stays. So you're telling me if Bieniemy stays and doesn't go to a head coaching job, right? And then Andy Reid retires in a couple years and they already have 2 championships or 3 and then he takes over. You're telling me that he can't get to 4 in 15 years and they already go back-to-back now and he stays healthy for 15 years and you're telling me that he can't win 2 more? Get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. You know that could happen. It's just people don't want to see the next dynasty from the Patriots be the Chiefs, but I mean, that's the reality. That's the reality. Not happening. Not against the Chiefs, my guy. Not happening. Wishful thinking. See, I'm not a Kansas City Chief fan, but I see greatness. Okay, well, as years pass, right, what happens if they go back to back to back? Then what? Then you're going to think that you're stupid. You're going to be like, oh, I said 7. But if they go back to back to back and they stay healthy for 15 years, then what? So then you're going to tell me that if they go back to back to back and he's got 3 rings, that they can't win 4 in like a 12-year period? Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Just saying, they have the best shot to go to the, and out of the next few years, right, who can go to the AFC Championship game more than any other team? If you're going to project in the next 10 years, who's going to have the most AFC Championship game appearances? The Chiefs, okay? They might not go every year, but in the next 10 years, is it that crazy to think 7 AFC Championship games? No, you living in a fairy tale land with your Rams, all right? You just don't want to admit the greatness, all right? You can get 1 championship here or there for the NFC, but you guys are not in the Kansas City Chiefs league, all right? You just want to be in denial mode. 3 championships in a row is tough. I get it, right? But if any team could do it, it's Kansas City. You don't even think that they're going to win this year. And I know they're going to win this year. So then I'm already going to prove you wrong already. So when they go back to back, so. And then if they end up doing it again, if anyone can keep winning championships or get to AFC championship games, nobody's guaranteed the same type of NFC championship game in the NFC because there's too much parity there. There's no team like Kansas City in the NFC, period. You can't predict the Rams getting to 7 NFC championship games in the next 10 years. Who knows more about football, Trayvon, you or me? Come on, my guy. You know football, but I'm not sure if you know it like me, my guy. Okay? I got a lot of film study, a lot of pulling, all right? A lot of pulling, a lot of reacting, a lot of reading, a lot of film study. I get it that you love your Rams, but they are not in the same class of Kansas City. They are not in the same class. Neither are the Saints, neither are my Bucks, neither are the Packers. Nobody is in the same class with them. You just want to hope they go down because of NFL history. Okay? You're hoping that things end up happening, all right? But no one saw the Patriots having the run that they had, right? When they won their first one in 2001, do you think that anyone saw that kind of dominance long term? Come on, man. Yeah, but think about it, James. If any team could do it, especially if Bieniemy stays, it could be them, especially if they win this year. If they win this year, right, that's back-to-back. Bieniemy stays at OC. What would make me think that they can't win it again? They're going to be the favored team in the AFC again. They will get to the AFC championship game as long as they don't get hurt, right? So I like them over any NFC team every year. Even if it's the Rams or the Saints with that crazy defense, all right? But as we know, we've already seen what happens when Kansas City plays those type of teams. They usually win. So, who's their competition? What, the Bills? You got to crawl before you walk, my guy. You know what I mean? They don't got a defense and they don't got a running game, right? The only way the Chiefs lose if the Chiefs beat the Chiefs. It's like the Golden State Warriors when they had KD, Draymond, Clay, Steph Curry. The only team that can beat Kansas City is Kansas City by getting injured and shooting themselves in the foot. There's not a lot of teams that are going to beat them, bro. Okay, and then what happens that if they end up doing it? If he ends up playing for another 15 or 16 years and they end up winning it? Why not? Why not? Because you hope that the Rams are going to be champs? Come on, man. Be real. I'm just saying, if any team and any player could do it, right, it's him. You know it too, right? If any team could win, multiple championships, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's him. Okay? That's facts, if you want to admit it or not, because if he was on your team, you don't think you would be saying that? All right? If you had him on your team, be real. Patrick Mahomes is on the Rams or the Chiefs, right, or the Saints, right? If Patrick Mahomes is on the Saints or the Rams, you're telling me you don't think you can win 3, 4, 5 championships when you're going 15-1 or undefeated every year? Get the fuck out of here. You know you would. He'd be the best QB with the best O-line, with the best defense. Get the fuck out of here. Stop discrediting Patrick Mahomes. All right? Because you would be able to go undefeated or 15-1. You would be able to go to multiple Super Bowls. I mean, I don't know what's so hard to believe about that. You know what I mean? Because if your guys' O-lines and defenses are better than the Chiefs, right, so you think that you couldn't win 3, 4, 5, 6 championships if he was your QB? Get out of here. Of course you could. Everyone wants to be the next dynasty. But just because you haven't seen it before doesn't mean it's not going to happen. We've never seen a Patrick Mahomes before. You'll see. You'll see. I'm just calling greatness when I see it. All right? I'm not a Chiefs fan. All right? But I know greatness when I see it. It's just if you can't recognize the greatness, then, you know. But you say that today, all right, Trayvon, but what happens if they win this year and they win next year? Then is it a pipe dream? No. Because if they win back to back, right, and they have 3 championships, let's say that happens, right? Let's say that does happen, right? So you're telling me in the next, 14 years after that they can't pick up another 3 or 4 championships if he's still in his prime? Plays 14 more years, and then they can't get 4 more? The Rams ain't going to do it. Come on, man. You think the Rams can win that many? He's got the best shot of any QB in any team that's playing right now. When the Pats were playing, do you think that anyone thought that they were going to win 3, 4, 5, 6 championships? Huh? Nobody could have predicted that. Except maybe when they hit 3, then you probably were like, okay, they got 3 in 4 years. Then you could probably, okay, they're going to get a few more. So if you can't see the greatness of Belichick and Brady and that you think that that's the only dynasty that you're going to see, you got to watch football a little bit more closely.
First Latino quarterback and head coach ever, a.k.a. 4-time champ, a.k.a. why isn't he in the hall yet?
I predict shit, and I speak shit into existence. So I'm going to laugh once it happens. You know what I mean? I told you so. I told you so.
You guys should put my picture on the kid.
Yeah, Watson can't make the Patriots turn around. They're garbage. No running game. They don't got any wide receivers. Come on, man. Defense is getting older. If you get him to go over there, they need a lot more than just him. I'm not saying they're winning 7 for sure, but I'm saying that if any team could get close to the Patriots dynasty, it's the Chiefs. But I'll laugh once they win the Super Bowl again this year. So then they go back-to-back, the enemy stays, so I'll be the one laughing at the end. You're just too into your Rams, my guy, because you just love your Rams so much you just can't see anything else. All right? I've been watching sports probably just as long as you, if not longer, my guy. I definitely have watched a lot more film than you. I've read more than you. All right? So, I watch all the teams. I don't just watch the Rams. All right? I know you watch others. I watch others too. All right? They're not losing this year. Not happening, man. But let's not discredit Patrick Mahomes, man. It's one thing if Chiefs fans are saying it, but I'm not a Chiefs fan. You can see it, man. The writing is on the wall. I mean, other things happen. Injuries, right? Free agency, trades. Of course I know that. I'm not stupid. But if any team can make, greatness happen and have a long-term dynasty and success, it's them. The writing is on the wall. It's whether you can admit it or not. Well, the Saints ain't winning. The Bucks ain't winning. Nobody from the NFC is winning. Who are they going to lose to? The Browns? Not happening. Who are they going to lose to? You guys are hoping that the Bills are going to win and go to the Super Bowl so you guys have a shot to win? Fuck out of here. Not happening. The Bills might be able to get to a Super Bowl at some point in the next 5 years. Not this year. I got ESP, motherfucker. I got ESP. All right? Not ESPN. I got ESP. I talk shit to an existence. All right? Chiefs in the Super Bowl, man. They're winning back to back. I said it in preseason when we didn't even have a preseason. I got ESP. All right? You will see. You will see.
This could be a totally different score, but they believed in their offense and a couple opportunities early. What do you do? 4th and inches. Yeah, it's 4th and inches. A lot of coaches that kick the field goal. So we want to go up and see what happens. Give the ball to Najee Harris. 4th and short.
Hopefully we get some points from Ohio State in the second half.
Go get a touchdown. If you get stopped, you get stopped. But I like the aggressive play call from Alabama.
35-17.
Next possession, 4th and 1.
We are at halftime. A lot of adjustments need to be made. A lot of Gatorade, a lot of Powerade needs to be drunk from Ohio State. And even that's not going to be enough. 35-17. Incredible. Incredible. Browns can't beat the Chiefs. Get out of here with that. It's not happening, dude. It's not happening. Chiefs at home. I mean, the only way the Chiefs lose is if Mahomes gets hurt. I mean, that's the bottom line. Not happening, man. Seth Werner. Hey, it's tough. At least you got to the natty. You're going to be able to fight back and maybe get into the 30s. But Bama is the best team in college football. And then you just ran into a team that had the best wide receiver that we've seen in a long, long time. And the best running back on the same team in college football. And Najee Harris and Devontae Smith. Tough. Now, if you had Okudah, right? Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, then it's a different story. But
Tonight, I'll be eating a veggie cheeseburger on ciabatta. No tomato.
let me look.
Tonight, I'll be eating 4 cheese tortellini with extra tomato.
Tomato. Justin Fields, 6 for 15. That's your next franchise quarterback in the NFL. Not. Teague, 12 carries, 62 yards, 2 TDs. Mac Jones, 25 for 30, 342 yards, 4 TDs, no picks. Najee Harris, 11 carries, 45 yards, 1 TD. And 5 receptions, 66 yards, 1 TD. Devontae Smith, Calvin, 12 receptions, 215 yards, and 3 TDs at halftime. This motherfucker is poised and panning out to have 24 receptions for 430 yards and 6 TDs. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? 12 receptions, 215 yards, and 3 TDs is a career game. Like once in a blue moon. But not when you're Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner. 12 receptions, 215 yards, 17.9 average, 3 receiving TDs. Incredible. Incredible. Could you imagine if he gets 400 yards receiving? Oh, my God.
What you'll do is claim a tuition tax credit.
Okay, Ruiz, you can watch film. Do you actually believe that you watch more film than me, though? Honestly? I read and watch film 6 hours a day, bro, every day. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that watch film and they read, all right? But I don't think there's a lot of people, I'm probably the one that watches the most that's not signed with a college football or NFL team. I mean, I follow all the teams, all right? Not saying that you don't, but I don't think there's not a lot of people that really go in depth and spend the time that I do, all right? You don't get to fucking 20,000 subscribers fucking just on a blue moon, all right? It doesn't happen by accident, all right? A lot of hard work. A lot of time put in. A lot of times where I could have partied and did shit and I had to say no. Other people watch film. Other people watch games. Okay? I get it. All right? But do you really dedicate 6 hours a day to watching film and reading when you got a full-time job on top of that? I don't think so. Come on, man. I know you do, but I mean, there's not a lot of people, man. Just saying, that put in that kind of dedication. But we'll see who's right and who's wrong. Everyone's going to bring opinions. Everyone's going to end up, bringing their opinion about who they think is going to be the top dogs. So,
What's going on, Mom? Do I need a reason to stop by and see my favorite daughter?
Our home is your home.
No, your home is my home and your home is in Iowa.
Call Your Mother premieres Wednesday after the Connors on ABC.
yeah, but my what-if statements come true. That's the difference.
Little fella hoping to hang on for 30 more minutes. The road to Super Bowl 55.
Yeah, but I'm not biased, though.
Playoffs presented by
I'm the least biased person on the internet.
8 teams, 4 games, 1 destiny.
I just call facts, bro.
4:35 Eastern Time.
I see projections, and I see greatness, and I'll give credit where credit's due.
How can Ohio State get back in this game? I think Ohio State needs to attack the middle of the defense. John Battle, Alabama safety is out.
CFP National Championship game. Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. No, I'm not saying that, but the NFC, I mean, as great as the Rams defense is, or the Packers and their offense, or the Bucks, barely getting in, or the Saints having a complete team, I just don't see anybody beating Kansas City. Just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Who's going to be the competition for them? Like, really, though? I mean, if you can't see the comparisons of Brady and Belichick and what they have there and what they've accomplished, and Mahomes and Andy Reid and Bieniemy and what they have, I mean, this isn't just like a once in a blue moon that they're going to be good and then they're just going to drop off. If any team can get to the AFC Championship game over and over and over again, it's Kansas City. Fuck no, Josh Allen and Herbert. Come on, man. Herbert's my guy. They don't. It's not happening, dude. It's not happening. They're not on the same level. They're never going to be as consistent as that team. Not going to happen. The Bills might be able to get there, like one time in like 5 years, but you're not going to see the Bills in the AFC Championship game like 5 times in the next like 6 years. Not happening. He should. He should. That'll be a big part of seeing what happens with them moving forward long term. I would stay.
It's 6 times filtered. Has 0 grams of sugar. No artificial aftertaste.
Well, really, when it comes down to it, the Bucks, Rams, and the Saints aren't winning the championship this year. So just be ready for that. Nobody in the NFC is winning. So no winners in the NFC. Okay. So if you're dreaming of holding a fucking championship and swinging your jersey around, running down the block crazy, screaming, it ain't happening in the NFC.
Pad Thai is right for Pad Thai Pad Thai. When all you could Pad Thai is think about Postmates, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Shit. They need a lot more than Bill Belichick. They're motherfucking cursed with injuries. They need a lot more than that. And Bill Belichick ain't going to leave the Patriots and go to the Chargers. Yeah, what if the league changes what? So what, he instead of throwing for 5,000 yards, Mahomes throws for 6,000 and 60 touchdowns?
Introducing the all-new Vault from Nordic Track. Total body strength. The Vault is a personal trainer in your home. Where the Vault has no rival is it's a complete...
I'm not a super team. Are you kidding me? Come on, No Clan. Not even close. I'm not a fucking super team. Hell no. O-line could be better, running game better, defense better, special teams better. There's no way I'm a super team. Come on now.
With Mattress Firm's Rest Assured promise.
Not even close.
Best brands like Tempur-Pedic.
I mean, of course I want my Bucks to be a good football team, but
Expert for these amazing deals. Only at Mattress Firm, America's #1 Tempur.
I'm just saying, if you want to hate on Patrick Mahomes or the Chiefs, imagine him on your team and what you could do, and it's pretty plain and simple. Better than Russell Wilson, better than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, even though Aaron Rodgers is going to get the MVP this season and had a fantastic year, statistically a better year than Mahomes, but long term, I mean, there's no one that you would rather want on your team than Mahomes. That's,
So lots of the trademark windmill celebration for DeVonta Smith. Set for the second half. The college football playoff national championship game presented by AT&T. Time we get the football up by 18. And Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Maria Taylor, and Allison Williams.
I mean, I got Tom Brady on my roster, but I think Joe Montana and Peyton Manning were better. Just personally. No cheating, no scandals.
That first half ended. So much focus on Alabama's offense, but really it was the Alabama defense. Ohio State a couple.
Sometimes you can't see shit coming, man. 35-17 start of the third quarter.
Try to figure out a way not just
Want to make sure we have a great second half.
his own offense and Justin Fields back on track.
Let's go. CFP National Championship game, Alabama Crimson Tide versus Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. And the best fans with the most crazy opinions and the most passion, the best fans on planet Earth, you guys, the Fanatic family. The banter is always fun. Everyone's going to have their opinions. Everyone's going to have, who they pushing the like button, donating to your boy. You guys make it fun. I appreciate you guys very, very much. The Fanatic family. The best fans on planet Earth. Period. You guys. Talking football is fun. You know what I mean? Especially when you get people that actually know football. You know what I mean? That's why this is awesome. It's always love. Everyone has so much passion and energy and love for their teams and players that aren't on their teams. It's just, I love the NFL. I love college football. I love you guys. You know what I mean? I love wrestling a lot too. Oh, fumble! Looks like the play was blown dead. They're lucky. That could have been the Uncle momentum Ohio State needed to be able to get that going. Oh, off his head. Woo! And he got blasted. Shit. I can't believe he's got 215 yards receiving already. When is the last time that we've seen a receiver in any game get over 200? Do you remember? Any of you? I don't remember the last time a wide receiver got 200, but let alone, I don't remember a wide receiver ever getting 20 fucking receiving touchdowns in a season, over 20. Najee Harris got 20 running as a running back. Uh-oh. Now he's going to the locker room. No! He's like, pop that fucking arm in. I think Judy might have had a game of over 200. But it's not common, as we know. But did he have 3 TDs and over 200 at halftime? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. 3 in the Natty, the game that you would want to do your best in. 3 and 200. Man. What happened to my hands? Damn. Just unbelievable. That's why I love sports. Because sometimes things just, you never expect it. You never see it. And then sometimes records are meant to be broken, and sometimes unbelievable shit happens. That's why we love this game, I love being surprised. I love seeing shit that we think is impossible happen, 12 for 215 and 3 TDs. Unbelievable, man. And it's not like Ohio State has a shitty D like Clemson. I mean, they actually have a pretty good team. They're here in the Natty for a reason. Nice catch. First down, Bama. Roll Tide. Oh, yeah. That was amazing. Agreed, James. I mean, I don't even care. I mean, that was against Tampa Bay. That was crazy. That was so fun to watch. I mean, I'm young, though. Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean, Antoine Winfield Jr. But you can see, even though that you tore me up, pretty soon that secondary is going to gain a lot of continuity. And down the road, 3, 4, 5 years, they might have one of the better secondary groups in the NFL. They're not very good yet. You know what I mean? But you can see the youth and the continuity will grow over time, and that they will have a pretty good group, I think, in 3, 4, 5 years if they can keep that core together.
Not about agents. It's not about the NFL, and Waddle's a representation of that.
At least that's what the hope is, having a top 10 secondary. First down, Bama. Roll Tide. Yeah, Bama's insane. I mean, I had them winning the Natty like in fucking October. I mean, you could just tell it's not even close. And they don't even have really big-time defensive players like they've had in years past, where there's certain guys, that are first-rounders. There's not really any superstars on the defense that stand out like Najee Harris and Devontae Smith. And Mac Jones has played pretty fucking good this season, too. And he might not even be anything in the NFL. Yeah, I agree, Calvin. Big facts. Surtain is the closest thing, but he's not a superstar. I agree. I totally agree. Jalen Waddle limping around. I don't like that. Injured dog. Fighting dog, trying to play in the game dog. Well, just because the SEC offenses are so high-powered. I mean, when Georgia's good with their running backs, LSU last year, Bama. I mean, usually Bama's got the best NFL players because they recruit number one every year. You know what I mean? But the offensive players are just unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's like you can combine the best players in the Pac-12 and the Big Ten, and they wouldn't even be able to compete against usually SEC offenses when they're on point. I mean, we know this. There's a reason why Bama and Ohio State and Clemson have been the best teams in football, and it's not even close. No other team can hang, Notre Dame or anybody else. I mean, the closest thing that I could think of a team hanging would have been, like I said earlier, USC coach Pete Carroll team, back with like a Reggie Bush and Carson Palmer. Leinart back in the day when they had Reggie Bush. Back then, you're like, okay, these guys could hang with a Big Ten or SEC team. But other than that, I can't really remember a Pac-12 or Pac-10 team that was as good as an SEC, Big Ten, or ACC team that we see in college football now. That's reality. 35-17, Bama. Second down and 5. And they're knocking on the fucking door again. Mac Jones scrambling, looking to his left, throwing in the dirt. Incomplete. It's been top heavy for a long time, like the last 15 or 20 years. It's always been great SEC teams. And that's kind of a bad thing about college football. You need to have a little bit more of the talent spread out. It would make it a little bit funner for, I guess, the rest of us to try to be good in college football. But natties are a pipe dream if you're not one of those three teams. Alabama, Clemson, or Ohio State. If you're not one of those three teams, I mean, good luck. It's like you knew Notre Dame wasn't going to win. Najee, stiff arm. First down, Bama. Roll Tide. First down, Alabama. Najee trying to make a name for himself, increase that fucking draft stock. I'd love to have him on my Bucks. I was really jealous when the Raiders got Josh Jacobs. I need a Najee Harris as my number one. Fuck Fournette and Rojo. I need a true number one running back. I need one. You turn on ESPN every Saturday to see a team being down because it's so top-heavy in college football. And then they are dumb and they only want to have 4 teams in the playoff and, not really, if we have like the amount of teams that we have now where we have 14 in the NFL, they should do that moving forward. 2 teams that have the bye and then have wild card Saturday and Sunday. They should always have 14 moving forward. And we have 32 teams. How the fuck do you got 4 and you got over 100 Division 1? You got over 100 Division 1 teams and only 4 are going to be, that's fucking dumbass logic. You know what I mean? You should have at least 16 at the minimum, and even 16 might not be enough. You know what I mean? How the fuck you going to have 14 out of 32 in the NFL and have 4 out of 100 plus in college football? That's the problem with college football. That's the problem with college football. And that's why some college football games are just garbage, because it's just, it's too top heavy. Too many blowouts. The lack of talent is very clear. Mac Jones, screen pass. Oh, big hit. And he took it. Wow. Najee Harris, bang, bang. Fucking haymaker to his chin. Let's go. And he still caught the fucking ball and hung on. This Najee Harris kid is something else. Screen pass, and he even led him. And then you had a fucking targeting right there, blasted him in the fucking mouth, and he still hung on to the football. Mac Jones has got to be able to not lead him that far. Wow. 4th and goal, and the field goal kicker comes out. We saw 1 field goal kick in the first half by the Buckeyes. Alabama says, our turn. And it's good. 38-17. Bama rolling like we figured they would. Well, it's all about money, right? But if it's all about money, wouldn't you want a structure where you can make even more money by having more teams? In the playoff, more excitement. Having a 16-1, a 15-2. A 14-3, and the real excitement is going to come when like 8 and 9 play each other, because then you're going to be like, okay, we don't really know. I mean, of course, 1 and 16, that's going to be a blowout, but once you start getting closer and closer, there will be some upsets. So it is what it is. 38-17. Hopefully Ohio State's got a little bit left in the tank.
When you drive this smooth, you save with Allstate. The future of auto insurance is here.
38-17, third quarter. CFP National Championship game. Alabama Crimson Tide, Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button. Now we're on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Your boy's grinding. Here, patreon.com. Here or patreon.com or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, all the merch. Link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. I can't wait for wild. No, it's not wild card anymore. Divisional. The divisional playoffs. It's going to be fun. Ravens, Bills will be fun. Chiefs and Browns will be fun. You better believe that. Packers, Rams is going to be fun. Hopefully there's some snow. I would really enjoy a snow game with the Rams and the Packers. And then the best game of them all, the Saints and the Bucks. We just got to hope that the Buccaneers step up. Well, if it ends up being a snow game, you're going to lose. He's at 25 degrees. Yeah, because obviously we know in cold weather, Rodgers plays great, but LA definitely not used to snow. Nobody's used to snow, besides probably like fucking Green Bay, maybe New England. But we'll see. I think there is rumors that the weather might be a little crazy in Green Bay, so.
Here's the hit on DeVonta Smith that injured that hand. Yeah, when we're coming up and
Oh, absolutely. There's no denying that, Trayvon. I love Cam Akers. You know he's going to run the ball. I would be shocked if he doesn't get 100, 120 yards and a couple touchdowns. I mean, he should. But I am worried about Cooper Kupp and the health, and especially Aaron Donald. I mean, he's a tough son of a bitch So, I mean, you can pump him up with some drugs or maybe no drugs, and he'll just fucking play with pain. But, I mean, instead of getting, if he was 100% and you get 3 sack lunches and maybe he only gets like 1.5, I mean, that could be a little bit of a difference. You know what I mean? Defense is nice, though. I'll give you that. You and the Saints. I wish I had that kind of defense on my roster. I'll tell you that. Yeah, Casey is great in the snow. Casey's great anywhere. I mean, we are in a 2020 year, so crazy shit could happen. But, I mean, the Ravens and Bills, I feel that one could go either way. Chiefs are definitely beating the Browns. They'll hang around for a couple quarters. Second half, blow them out of the water, in my personal opinion, okay? Rams are going to be the underdog to the Packers because they're on the road and they have some health issues, right? But if the Rams win, I wouldn't be too shocked, personally. I think the most shocking thing would be probably the Browns or the Bucks winning. The Browns beating the Chiefs and the Bucks beating the Saints, I don't think anyone's really giving either team that much of a shot, you know? I mean, the Browns fans and the Bucks fans like myself can hope, right? But the Rams and the Ravens definitely have a better shot with their opponents, in my personal opinion.
You're in the right place.
Is that what it's going to be, Trayvon? Are you're dipping into your ESP? 13-7? You think the Packers are only going to have 7? You crazy? Only 7.5? That would be insane. That would be like, so what are you predicting another pick 6? 3 weeks in a row against Rodgers? Could happen. Could happen. I mean, if anyone can get a pick 6, it's you guys. That's facts. Saints Bucks will be close. No blowout. No blowout. Just beating the brakes off us. You think that we've improved a little bit where we're going to be able to stop you guys a little bit and score some points? Because that'll be an utter disappointment for me. I mean, if we go out 38-3 or some shit like that, you know.
To all the young kids out there, that's not the biggest, not the strongest. Just keep pushing. Because
No. We're just talking playoffs. Just talking about how the Rams and the Ravens have a better shot than the Bucks and the Browns. As far as like underdogs. But you are talking about the MVP, Aaron Rodgers. And you're talking about Devontae Adams, the best wide receiver. And yes, I know you got Jalen Ramsey, so he likes to shut down the number 1 guy. But can Devontae Adams be fully shut down? I don't know. He might still be able to get in the end zone. As great as Jalen Ramsey is, as great as he is, I mean, if anyone could find a way to get in the end zone and have a decent game, it might be him. I mean, he's the best wide receiver this year. Rodgers is the best QB. Unless like Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Tanyan, the tight end, maybe get in. Oh, nice catch. First down, Buckeyes. Staley, 5 times in 3 years. 1st and 10. Yeah, Wolford in the hospital with the neck. My neck and my back. What about Jared Goff? You're not gonna have Jared Goff be the QB?
It's the first time we've seen the adjustments that Ryan Day will have made in his not only a struggle for the Buckeyes defense, but their offense lost that mojo that they had created early. They had 2
I love greatness, my guy.
of the half, so they're trying to get a quick score on the board to get within 14.
Top weapon, Chris Olave has been held in check. Just 2 catches.
Shotgun set. Fields with the keeper. Oh, my. First down, Buckeyes. Move the chains. Nice read right here on this zone read. Woo, woo. That little read option. See how the DN jumped for the running back? Pulled it. Nice gain by Fields. Going deep. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Woo! What a pass, what a throw, and great blocking by the Buckeyes up front. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Now, if we can get a turnover like we got in the first quarter, maybe a pick six, a fumble, a timely turnover, and Uncle Mo could switch in this game. But I don't know if you're going to get it. But if you get it right after this score, we got a ball game. All right? It's 38-24 after this extra point. All right? And if you get a timely turnover, Uncle Mo, and you can get it to 38-31, we have ourselves a ball game. But I'm not sure if the defense is going to be able to do it, but we got to see if Devontae Smith is still in the tent. He had something wrong with his arm. Perfect throw by Fields. That's what we wanted to see, right? In the Natty, we wanted to see him make some NFL throws. That was one of them. Beautiful. Let's go. Now at least it's a little bit closer. It's not as much of a blowout. I mean, it's still in reach. You know, it's still in reach. Calvin says, Bama, 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 Bama. Elephant, elephant, elephant. 27-20, 26-23, 33-23, 27-24. Could be. Something similar like that. But that's pretty much saying that all the favored teams are going to win. And as we know in the wild card round, usually you're going to have one or two upsets. And usually as we go to the divisional round, right, there's less upsets. NFC, you know, it usually plays out how we think, an AFC championship game as well as a Super Bowl in most cases. But maybe we'll get one upset. You know, maybe we get one upset out of the 4 games. Maybe 2, but no more than 2. But what would be the upset? Baltimore, the Rams, Tampa Bay, Cleveland. Those are the underdogs. So, but all the teams can win. So, Juan Gotti in the building. Yeah, but did you really think that you were going to beat me though? Come on, Juan. Even if you guys had Alex Smith, I don't think you guys would have won. The game would have been a little bit closer. You know what I mean? But you got to think Heineke, Mr. Meineke, played great. You know, they should have had a quarterback competition with him and the rest of the boys, with Dwayne Haskins and Alex Smith. I mean, it'll be interesting to see where they go in the offseason. But the game was a little bit closer. You think it would have been worse with Alex? I mean, if Alex was healthy Alex, though, I'm saying. If Alex Smith was healthy, then you would have been a little bit closer in the game. But you think so? Could be. I mean, shit, I've already lost twice to him. Nogola in the building. I was talking about that earlier. I'd love for him to pair up with Justin Herbert. Love me some Penei Sewell, the best offensive lineman in college football. Should be a Pro Bowler year 1. Should be the next big thing at left tackle. Like, no joke. Then the Quentin Nelson of the guard position is Penei Sewell at tackle. Can't wait to see him play. Bucs defense is, I agree. Secondary is young, and then the players they have up front are underachievers. Sue, JPP, right? Shaq Barrett have not played to my expectations. Right? But Devin White and Levante David have been good. Right? Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy Bunting, and Antoine Winfield Jr. have had their moments, but a lot of inconsistency. Yeah, Tristan Wirfs. He's a good draft pick, man. One of the best offensive linemen. I had a good draft. You know, whether people want to admit it or not, but getting Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr., I had 2 top 10 players in the draft from this past season. So, wow, 394. Mac Jones knocking on the door. You think the refs were cheating you a little bit? I'll tell you what, I watched a lot of film And I know that we were holding Chase Young a lot. They should have called holding on the Bucks a little bit more. But there's holding on almost every fucking play. I mean, if you watch NFL games, watching the five linemen, I'm not, I call it how I see it. I mean, I'm not going to just be like, not regarding and giving credit or not giving credit where things are going wrong or going good. But I definitely saw a lot of holding, from both teams. But I definitely saw some extra holding on Chase Young that wasn't called that should have been. Because obviously I don't have bias. I don't want to say, oh, no, we didn't do anything wrong. We just beat the shit out of you guys and everything was good. They were holding the shit out of them. There was at least 3 or 4 plays that I remember that they were really holding them. We're like right in front of the ref, and they didn't even call where the guys were even getting spun around, like 180, and they didn't call it. But I guess it is what it is.
Under 6 minutes to go and down 14. You wonder if he starts to think about tightening things up, especially without Devontae Smith and Waddle kind of hobbling around. Trust Banks and Wade to tighten up that coverage.
All right, shotgun set. 3rd down and 2. Mac Jones looking to the sideline. They got a trips right. Devontae Smith looks like he's going to the locker room. He might have a shoulder separation or something wrong with his arm. Oh, baby. Billingsley. First down, Bama. But even with Smith being out of the game, you're up 38-24. They still have enough weapons out there to win. But a little concerning if Smith is out for the game, and hopefully it doesn't affect his draft stock. Hopefully he's okay. 12 receptions, 215 yards, 3 TDs in the first half. So that means they're going to go heavy Najee Harris. And so they should still win this matchup. But let's pray that the Heisman winner is not injured where he has to have like surgery. I'm hoping it's anything crazy big. But it looked like he went from the tent now to the locker room. Let's pray for him. It's not like he's got a Lamar Jackson got to take a shit moment. He might be out for the game. Don't think he's coming back. 38-24. Now they're going to see if this is a fumble. Like I said, remember the turnover? If you get a turnover, score 38-31, Uncle Mo. That would be huge. We got 1 turnover in the first quarter. He popped in the air. Oh, he's down. He's done. He's done. But I appreciate every single one of you that's in the room to take the time, to spend time and banter and, give me your opinions and let me know your passion for your teams and watching football with me all season. I really do appreciate all you guys, the best fans on planet Earth, the Fanatic family. And like I said, the next goal is to go from 20K to 25,000, right? Over 100,000 hours I put into the channel to go from 3 million views to 4 and then 5. So the grind will never stop. Just, I'm going to keep grinding. There'll still be coverage all year as we go into the draft, the combine. And then obviously I'll try to do a little bit of wrestling with AEW, maybe a WWE pay-per-view at some point with a live stream like a watch party. I don't know how much NBA I'm going to do. I mean, the NBA is trash, but, if LaMelo Ball is playing or, there's some kind of matchup that's intriguing for me, maybe I'll do some baseball live stream watch parties as well, especially when the Dodgers are playing, when we get MLB back. But still plenty of NFL coverage. NFL is 365, as we know. It's the only league that's 365, 24/7. Yeah, the Blazers are trash, man. Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. First down. Bama. Uh-oh, he's hurt now. Uh-oh. Mac Jones, ankle. Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. So when Lamar was at the interview booth and got a question from Mike Jones and he had to stop. Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. He started cracking up. Come on, Mac. Ooh. All right, shotgun set. Mac Jones with a bummy ankle. Nice fake. Hit the edge. Good tackle by Ohio State. Wrap that motherfucker up. 38-24.
Confirmed it is a hand injury for Devontae Smith. They've taken him in the locker room for further
Hand injury. Well, that's good. It's not a shoulder or an elbow, but what are we talking about? Like a dislocated finger? Like, what are we talking here? That's very vague. Hand injury. What are we talking about? Wrist? A wrist injury? A dislocated finger? Give me more info. Come on, ESPN. Don't withhold the info from me. Uh-oh, getting loose. Oh, baby. First down, Bama. So many athletes, so much depth. Woo. Let's go. CFP National Championship game. Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF, or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Nice run. Woo! Gang tackle by the Buckeyes. I love it. And I'm going to really love is rocking my fucking NWSF chain, baby. It's going to be so fire. Oh, I can't wait. Hopefully I can debut that bitch before Super Bowl. Hopefully by NFC Championship game, I'll have it in my hands. Can't wait. It's going to be fire. I'll be wearing that bitch to work. I'll be wearing that shit to bed. I'll be wearing that shit everywhere. I can't wait. Collegiate Art Designs, my boys. All right, man in motion. Screen pass. Touchdown, Bama. Great play call. Woo, Mac Jones over 400. Slade Bolden. Whoa, baby. Yeah, what are you talking about the NBA, bro? Seriously. I wish I loved the NBA like I did when I was a kid. It just sucks now. Like Dame and CJ McCollum, I mean, that's what we got. Nurk, we got some options there, but I don't know. It's just too boring for me. Ain't no Larry Bird, Magic, Jordan, Robinson, Karl Malone, Chris Mullin. The NBA is dead. It's a bunch of garbage, a bunch of pussies. It's boring as shit. And I wish it wasn't. It just sucks. Because then I could live stream NBA. You know what I mean? But I don't enjoy it. Extra point is good. That magic turnover didn't come. The NBA is dead. Right? I mean, if you give me NFL, college football, AEW wrestling, and then maybe WWE will bounce back and I'll watch that again. Right? I'd rather watch MLB. Baseball. Right? But I'm a fan of baseball, but I'd rather watch baseball than the NBA. The NBA is on the bottom. I mean, the NBA and college basketball, besides March Madness, I love March Madness. I get excited for that in the brackets, right? But the NBA has got to be literally the worst. I mean, I'm not a big hockey fan, and I don't watch football, soccer, so I don't take the time to watch that. But, I mean, I don't got interest in that, man. But like I said, I watched it when it was the best in the 80s and 90s. So, I mean, when you're watching, Jordan and then going to Kobe, and now you got these trash players in the NBA, they're all soft. It's just not entertaining anymore. At least not to me. I mean, like I said, NBA used to be my favorite, too. It used to be number one for me. But I think there's a lot of lack of talent there, and it's just too soft of a game. Obviously, having no fans, too, is tough to watch on the NBA side. At least it is for me. (45-21) Bama. Devontae Smith is in the locker room with a hand injury. His first half stats for the Heisman winner: 12 receptions, 215 fucking yards, and 3 receiving TDs. All right, but Najee Harris has got 1 rushing, right, and 1 receiving. So he's going to end up getting 3 or 4 before this game is over. Believe that, as Roman Reigns would say. Believe that. But everything was better in the 80s and 90s, you know what I mean? I was born in early 80s, 82, okay? So wrestling was better. all right, in the 80s and 90s. All right, hockey was better. Baseball was better. Football was better. Basketball was better. Everything was fucking better. All right? Even tennis and golf were better. All right? Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, Tiger Woods. I mean, everything was fucking better in the 80s and 90s. Now it's just fucking dead. D-E-D, dead. All right? NFL's still going strong. College football's great. AEW wrestling is fantastic. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, fuck that WWE trash. Watch AEW. Dynamite. That's where it's at. That's where it's at, baby, if you want to be entertained.
I want my food to look the best it possibly can. I want my customers to look.
Think the Browns can make it close against the Chiefs? No. But they'll keep it close for a half. Because they got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, revenge game against his old team, right? Baker. They'll have Stefanski back, coaching. But the defense is not very good. You know what I mean? The defense is not very good, and that's their ultimate demise. They're not going to be able to stop Kansas City. Now, if they actually had a top 5 defense, right, then maybe you could minimize what they do, right? And then they would have to make the adjustments, and then, But I think that it could be decently close in the first half, maybe within like 10 points or less. But then in the second half, that's where Kansas City will make the adjustments. But if you could have long drives with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb and just bleed that clock, and they could have, some 6-minute, 7-minute, 8-minute drives, I mean, that could definitely help. But, I mean, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to, get 200 yards rushing and then also get the defensive stops in the key times in the second half. I mean, I could definitely see the running backs having good games. Chubb and Hunt, they're great. But defense is not good. The defense is not good for Cleveland. That would be the biggest upset out of all the teams if Cleveland beats Kansas City. I just don't see it happening. Fields? But I hope that it's a good game. I really do. I hope there's no blowouts in the divisional round. I hope all games are within like 3 or 4 points or less. I mean, that's what I want. I don't think we're going to get that out of all the games, but I'm hoping, 7 points, or less, 3 or 4 points would be fantastic, but probably be at least one blowout in the 4 games, maybe more. Shotgun set, Fields, hands off, Teague. They need to get Teague rolling too for Uncle Mo. He had the Uncle momentum in the first half, but it's kind of dropped off a little bit. And they need that big turnover. That pick 6, that fumble for a touchdown. They need that boost. And I'm not sure if you're going to get it in this game. I mean, they got the one fumble, scored off it in the first quarter, right? But they haven't really had anything since. Fields, nice gain, 1 yard short of the first down. You think the Bills are going to blow out the Ravens? The Ravens looked pretty good, and that defense stopped Henry. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to blow them out. I thought the Bills were going to blow out the Colts, and they didn't. You know what I mean? And they started pounding the rock, and Jonathan Taylor, and there's some questionable calls at the end of the game. I could see the Ravens upsetting the Bills. I don't think it's, Oh, man, what are you talking about? The all-time greats for the Bucs? I got to go Derek Brooks, but I love me some Leroy Selman. I never saw Leroy Selman play in person or on TV, though. But I've seen film, and he was the first great Buccaneer. We had James Wilder at running back, and I didn't really get to see him play, right? So I had some, decent players, in the 70s, after they started off 0-26. Steve Spurrier was my QB, right? But they had James Wilder at running back, and nice defense by Bama. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I definitely go Derek Brooks. He's my favorite player all time. Out of any player on my Buccaneers, it's Derek Brooks. And that's why I rock the Derek Brooks jersey all the time. You know what I mean? He's my favorite. Yeah, Sapp, Rondé, John Lynch, Simeon Rice, Allstott. Allstott's my second favorite, but that's on offense. Big stock from Bama. Big 5'8".
able to work with just about
Christian Barmore.
Been known as a pass rusher early in his career, but really has developed
Starting to get out of hand now.
there for Alabama. Really grown up.
Yeah, realistically, I think the Bills more than likely should win that game. I mean, unless Lamar plays like MVP Lamar, if he gets loose for like a 40, 50-yard touchdown again, and the defense plays lights out, they might have to get some key kicks with Justin Tucker, right? But you got to think, the Bills' defense has holes. Their running game sucks, right? You got to be able to limit Josh Allen and what he does. But I'm not sure if they're going to blow out the Ravens. You know what I mean? If they were going to blow out the Ravens, they should have blown out the fucking Colts and not won that game by 3. Should have won that shit by like 10 or more. And they didn't, so they looked a little nervous to me against the Colts. A little timid.
they fake it to him and now fire downfield.
Nice catch.
Space, breaks a tackle.
First down. Bama.
A strong night.
We're about to get into the fourth quarter.
Spectacular Smith performance.
And so they're going to motion, and then he hurries, and he's trying to get the linebackers to be impacted. Then they fake the throw. Watch this. They fake the throw out here to get the
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want any blowouts. I want some good games. Fuck Booger McFarland. That's the reason why that bitch didn't play
motion with the quick
in the Super Bowl. Injured.
defense gets out of position.
No, yeah, Booger had a good college career. He had a pretty decent career. Helped me out and helped me win games. He's just horrible in the booth. He's horrible in the booth.
7 for Nick Saban. Marks on the count.
Yeah, I love me some. I need John Lynch and Ronnie Barber to get in the Hall of Fame. Like, what the fuck is the problem? Get them in already. So then we can have Sap Brooks and then those two. And then Allstott. And I want Simeon in, but I don't think he's getting in.
Doesn't take no for an
He's like borderline. Shut the fuck up, Booger.
Don't walk in quietly.
Some guys are cut for TV and some guys are not. That
Trailblazer.
is facts.
Eyebrow raising. Status quo breaking.
What up, tighten up?
Grazing greatness.
Tough game, man. I told you. You know what I mean? Derrick Henry's the real deal Holyfield the last couple years, right? But what it should show you, right,
We gotta see
is that you guys need to work on that defense. You need to start drafting quality defensive players so that way you can keep up with teams like the Ravens, like the Chiefs, and some of these the Bills. You're gonna have to keep addressing that need. You know what I'm saying? I know, right? You're not gonna see too many people that have all the energy like your boy. And I already worked this long day today. I already worked an 8 to 9 hour day today. On top of that, being able to do a 3-4 hour stream, top notch. Appreciate that. Appreciate you recognizing that,
Smooth driving pays off. With Allstate,
Yeah.
safer you
It's got to address the defense, and that's why I picked, against you in my picks and why America, I think, was a good portion. It's not like we think the Ravens are that much better. It's just that,
First foul here. Dos Equis do 4 by
the Titans' defense, throughout the year, they just couldn't stop anybody, and that was scary. Now, if you had at least a little bit of a defense, I think people would have picked the Titans, but there just wasn't the defense there. There was just too many games where you guys gave up 30, 40, 50 points in the season. So hopefully you can address the line and the linebackers and the secondary, and and then at that point, you guys can get to another AFC championship game sooner than later, but you really got to address that D. Offense is great. Jonnu Smith, A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Henry, Tannehill, love them. But the O-line and the D-line and the defense in general needs to be upgraded.
Our members are the mission.
But at least you got the best running back in football with Henry. You got AK-41 and Dalvin Cook as great running backs as well, right? But to be the top dog for the last couple years, it's kind of a shame to go out that way. But sometimes you got to lose before you win. You know what I mean?
Is that for the final quarter?
Yeah, I agree. Play calling was kind of horrendous. There was some definitely questionable play calls where I was like scratching my head like, what the fuck are they doing? You know what I mean? And also, too, you got to give the Ravens credit, though, for stopping Henry. I was like kind of surprised that I figured Henry would easily get over 100 and score once or twice, regardless if they win or lose the game. But, yeah, very surprising that Lamar got more yards than Henry. Handoff. Najee.
Traffic off the left side, picks up 3. Jackson stopped him.
All right, fourth quarter, y'all. CFP National Championship fucking game. Alabama Crimson Tide versus Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or our GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, oh, big hit. And follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. 5 more likes to 50. We're stuck on $20 on the donos. Let's try to at least get to 30, maybe 40. Help your boy out. Your boy's grinding. Try to get that up to at least 40 before the game is over. 5 more likes. And try to get to 40. 50 and 50 would be good, but I'm not sure if we're going to get there. Seems like a lot of people don't have interest in college football, which is sad. You should. Maybe they just thought Alabama was just going to blow them out, which they are, but still worth watching. It's not like there's any other games on right now, unless you want to watch that shit show that they call the NBA. Trash. There's no MLB or hockey on right now. There's no NFL games on right now. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You sitting there just watching Family Guy with your thumb up your ass? Is that what people are doing right now? Like, what are people doing? Not watching the Natty. NBA is trash. I love me some A.J. Brown and Corey Davis, though. Jonnu Smith, Tannehill. They just need to keep beefing up the O-line. Touchdown, Bama! Najee Harris. Come to the Buccaneers, my guy. I need a running back.
Closing in on that national championship trophy.
McMillan leads the way. 170 Leatherwood kick out
Woo!
block on Zach Harrison. And behind McMillan, he just walks into
Bama, the best team in college football.
It's fun when you're a backup linebacker. You get a chance to go in there and block, which isn't glamorous, but you get beyond the
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I need a number 1 running back. No, come on, Trayvon, Rojo, and Leonard Fournette. They're okay, but I need a stud, like a stud, top 5, top 10 running back.
number 45, the most experienced Alabama player. His
I mean, Rojo at times looks good.
fifth starting long snapper.
Fournette is a guy that you can have.
Has not messed up very often.
Could be a guy that could sub in. Situational running back, but neither one is a franchise running back long term. I mean, Rojo's better than Fournette, but I want Rojo to be my third down change of pace back. You know what I mean? I want a stud, like a Josh Jacobs kind of player to be my starter, and then Rojo, and if they have Fournette as the backups, that's what I want. Someone that can do everything. I really want Dalvin Cook personally. If I could have one running back, on free agency come over, that's who I would want to join the Bucs. Because I think he would fit there really well, and he played at Florida State, so why not? You know what I mean? Florida ties. Fuck the Vikings and come over to Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? I'll get Dalvin Cook, then things would be pretty nice. That could be a big game changer for Tampa Bay. But by the time that Dalvin Cook comes over, Brady will be gone, and then we'll have to look for someone else. But that's not really a bad thing. Maybe they'll be in the next superstar QB. I might be able to grab somebody or get someone in free agency. So 52-24, Bama. I know, me too. Damian Williams, Laurent Duvernay Tardif, handling the COVID and trying to help people live.
You know how huge you are to the success of our communities.
Hey, it's not my problem if people quit, my guy. You know what I mean? I don't need your sub. You know what I'm saying? Your boy works hard. I got a full-time job. All right? Do this full-time. I got to do my best. I'm always grinding. 1,000 videos in the library, 100,000 hours dedicated to the channel. It's a lot of passion, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. 20,000 subscribers and growing. I don't need fake subs like that. I don't need you, man. Go sub somewhere else. You know what I mean?
People come up and tell me thank you for your service. I do it all over again.
You got dreams and you got goals. Got to keep grinding.
When America was attacked on September 11th, the bravest stepped forward to
CFP
protect our country.
National Championship game. Alabama Crimson Tide versus Ohio State Buckeyes. We were hoping for the game to be close, but we've seen the ass whooping that Alabama has been putting on Ohio State. 52-24. Will they get to 60? Looks like it. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com/NWSF or GoFundMe. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on our YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatics. Am I sold on Justin Fields? Fuck no. He's like a project QB. He kind of reminds me of Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? Where on the right team, he might be able to succeed, but am I going to, just bet the bank, bet the house on him being the next, big quarterback? Fuck no. I mean, even Trevor Lawrence isn't a guarantee, but I like him more. I like Trevor Lawrence and I like Zach Wilson from BYU more than Fields. But it all depends on what team you go to, what supporting cast, what coaching that you have. You know what I mean? We know this. But I don't think anybody in this draft class is going to be better than Burrow or Herbert. I mean, Lawrence probably has the best shot to be like Herbert and Burrow, but, we have to see.
Concern in the face of Holly Jones, Max Mom, and Alabama 13 minutes away from an incredibly...
You want Kenny Galladay to the Ravens? 2 more likes to 50, $5 more to 25, $10 more to 30, $20 more to 40. Screen pass. Nice tackle.
Anticipating and getting off with a would-be block by Rucker, the bigger tight end. 88's going to try to block him. Watch Surtain in the back right. He sees it, feels it, gets around and off the block. He wasn't able to beat it. Quickly, his force is able to disengage from the tight end Rucker.
3rd and 13 Fields. Heaves it long. Catch Olabi that time. Beating Jones.
I love it. That's what you're supposed to do. You work hard, right? You work hard. You put in the grind. You put in the time, right? People are just so crazy. You know what I mean? People love to hate, right? People hate their own lives. They got to put people down. They don't want people to succeed. You know what I mean? I love it, man. You know what I mean? I can't help it if 90% of people are lazy as fuck and they don't want to work for shit. You know what I mean? You got to work hard. You got to have dreams, dedication, passion, energy, right? The will to not quit, grind, You can't just expect shit to fall into your lap. You got to work hard, all right? You got to work hard. You got to have talent. You got to have the voice, all right? You got to be able to do a lot of things. I love it, man. I love haters. I love haters.
From the pocket, flipped across the middle, and catches made by Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jackson Smith with the grab. Now we're on 3rd down. 3rd down and 6. Yeah, I do. Usually, we follow each other on I talk to him on Twitter, and usually I'll react to some of his videos that he puts out. You just got to be able to find certain YouTubers, that are cool with you so they don't block you or let you use their, highlights that he's using from the NFL and whatnot. Yeah, but that's one of the guys that, I subscribe to that I like watching, hit the highlight packages from him. He does a good job. Highlight Heaven. Go sub to his channel. 3rd down and 10. Nice. 1st down. Buckeyes.
From the inside to the outside. He's right here.
I know. I always love it when people talk shit. You know what I mean? Because I recognize the names. Unless you're one of those people that never comments or never donates. You know what I mean? They're just in the woodworks, just hiding. You know what I mean? And then obviously, they love to have the certain comments that they have. So I love it, man. I love it.
Coming into this game, a lot of people thought after the way Ohio State played,
I don't need fans like that.
they'd have an advantage at the line of scrimmage.
Fake fans.
This defensive line from Bama that they have
52-24.
led by Christian Barmore.
Said, give Alabama the trophy.
Not many offensive lines have outplayed an Alabama.
So this motherfucking game's been going on forever. I remember last year when I did this goddamn stream, this thing was like 4 hours fucking long. But at least there was a little bit more excitement with the LSU Clemson game. Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence.
Bangs forward, physical tackle.
It's like run the football like 50 times and just end the game.
Methodical here. And by 4
2 more likes to 50. 10 more dollars to 30.
The potential big plays. Keep them out.
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
Defense.
You guys got a lot of depth.
Make Ohio State work that clock.
52-24.
got the adjustment in. Bama brings pressure. Fields has to step up and does escape. Gets a block on the edge. Nice one for Walker. Barmore was in there quickly, but it's a first down.
Barmore again. This time he goes by the freshman. How about Paris Campbell? He's known as a tackle. How about coming in here and take on Barmore? But
Good footwork.
up and pushing him around and giving
Yeah, I just need to see a little bit more from Justin Fields. You know what I mean? If we can get him on the right team, you don't want him to go to a Jags or, a Jets kind of team. If you can go to a team that already has some weapons there, he could be like a Jalen Hurts. And in the right system, I think he could succeed. But I'm not sure if he can help a bad team turn it around. You know what I mean? Be like a franchise-saving guy. I'm not sure if he's that kind of player. But maybe he'll prove us wrong. We'll see. We'll see where he gets drafted.
Miller missed. He's back tonight, but he missed with COVID for Clemson.
You better, Titan.
Right now it's Paris Johnson.
You better. You can't turn the game off, Seth.
Fields for the end zone.
Touchdown, Buckeyes. You got to be able to watch. It's the last game of the year, man. You can't turn it off. You got to watch the whole thing. The bright side of every single play that happens.
This ball is thrown. That slot fade. Look at the ball. Look at the location.
Got to be able to watch the whole game, man.
Like he may have bobbled it towards the end.
Ooh, he bobbled it. He bobbled it. That's not a touchdown.
As he was going out of bounds.
Oh, you got school.
Place ball.
Okay, I guess I get you a free pass then with that.
See right there? It's separation.
Damn it.
They're waiting.
Yeah, that one is not a touchdown. Bobble. Yeah, but, I mean, you already know, Clan, you probably thought that this was going to happen. I mean, did anyone really think that Ohio State was going to win? Like, really? I mean, if you've watched any Alabama football games this season, if you watched any game, I mean, I'm not saying that Ohio State sucks, but, I mean, if you watched any Alabama football, I mean, they gave the goddamn Heisman to a wide receiver, and Najee Harris, who was the best running back in college football. I mean,
Now new
You know?
existing customers can get our best deal.
you like the Bucs' chances? I mean, we're getting hot at the right time. We won a bit against a bunch of shitty opponents in December, like I said they would, right? Found a way to beat Washington, and, the Saints are a whole nother ball game, though. Because the Saints have defense like Washington that's better, and they can score points. More than Washington, too. So we'll see. I hope we have a good game. Yeah, because they're the best team in football. No, Clan. That's why they're winning this game. I mean, certain teams, sometimes when you see, like when Deshaun Watson, if you got to be able to have, like, special generational type players going against Bama to win. You know what I mean? It's like when Johnny Football went against Alabama a few years back. during like the regular season. You got to have special players in that moment, make some special plays. Johnny Football to Mike Evans, and having this Deshaun Watson, going against Bama, because Bama is, with the recruiting that they get, they don't lose. I mean, they get the best recruits, and there's a reason why these Alabama players pan out. I mean, they should. If you're getting the best recruiting class almost every single year, you should be winning championships almost every other year. You think Saints-Bucks going to be a 4-point game? Wow. With the Saints winning, right? What's the score? 27-23? Should I be the Panthers GM? I can get you guys turned around. I can turn it around. You need somebody better than Teddy, though, at QB. CMC, hopefully he can stay healthy, but I love DJ Moore, and the Robbie Anderson pickup was nice. Curtis Samuel, and then, replacing Kuechly, I mean, Jesus, that's tough, bro. Spider Burns is good. You had Derek Brown this year, so you think it's a toss-up? But obviously, if the Saints beat the Bucks, I mean, you have the Saints beating the Packers because you hate the Packers, Calvin, so I already know that. But if it's Saints-Rams, you have the Saints going to the Super Bowl? If you beat the Bucks, they're not looking back from there, right?
By the time he recontrolled it, he either stepped out of bounds or he hit the pylon,
Yeah.
which is going to make it an incomplete.
Incomplete. Yeah, Jeremy Chin's nice, too.
Ball's back outside the 20, and it's a 3rd and 4.
52-24.
For a shortened season, Kurt, Fields has a whole lot of Buckeyes on that helmet. No, only game 8. On the run, delivers a strike. Olave makes the catch, and it's a 1st down.
Barmore just about to circle him, keep an eye on him, and he ends up hitting Justin Fields after
Flag on the play. The last stretch of the game. I got to work early tomorrow, but you know what? It's a natty. You got to grind. You got to put in the passion, the time, the energy. And I don't think people really realize, like how hard it is, how much, time gets put in, when you end up doing like a live stream. It's like all the tag words, the title of the video, making sure everything sounds good on the microphones, the thumbnail, the scoreboard, any extra pictures and on the green screen, and then having to be able to put on a good voice for 3 or 4 hours. You know what I mean? Shit, when you already work a fucking full-time job, and I work on the phones, you know what I mean? So it's not easy. People think that it's so easy, being on social media or being on YouTube. I mean, this shit is fucking hard as hell. It really is. It's draining. You know what I mean? But if it's your dream and you love it, you grind. Incomplete. I mean, shit, I remember there was the times where, I would do like 2 games back-to-back, sometimes 3. I don't know how the fuck I did that. You want the Saints and the Rams NFC championship game? That would probably be the best, championship game option that we can get besides Bills and Chiefs. I mean, if we end up getting that scenario. Must-see TV, believe that. Shotgun set, Fields. Good defense by Bama. 8:03 left. CFP National Championship game, Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Live play-by-play and reactions with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. 1 more to 50. All right? 10 more dollars to 30. We're almost there. We're getting there. Got to be at least 1 more dono before the night's over. 1 more like before the 50. We're almost there. And subscribe to the channel. Donate to your boy. And you can follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at NW Sports Fanatics. Fields? Incomplete to Olave.
Before stepping on the end line, say the officials, Christian Harris was in coverage. It's 4th and goal.
Again, remarkable catch. Great position, right?
Well, technically, it's not first round tighten up because we're in the divisional. They just had the bye. But you never know. This is 2020, 2021 NFL season.
So the 17th play of this drive is taken more than 5.
Especially Packers at home. But, I mean, if you end up having a team like the Rams and Saints with amazing defenses, things can happen. I mean, look at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers beat the Packers early. Right? Remember that? When the Buccaneers beat the Packers, no one saw that coming. Even me.
Just in the nick of time, they do run in and whistle. The booth does want to take a look at that.
4th and goal. Damn, I need to eat some food and take a shower. Got a long day at work tomorrow. Believe that. Wish this game was a little bit closer. But you know what? I kind of had a feeling that it would be like this. I did think that Ohio State would be at least in the mid-30s. But it is what it is. Alabama's the best team in college football. Hopefully we end up getting some more talent spread across college football landscape next season. I don't know. At some point we need to get this increased to 8 teams, and then eventually, if that's successful, 16. Because this 4 is just not cutting it, man. It's not cutting it. Yeah, I need to eat, man. I need to eat. I'm a fat boy. Love to eat. Especially going for 3 or 4 hours, man. I don't know. I mean, for the fans' sake. You know what I mean? For the fans' sake, it would mean something for us. Just worse teams getting blown out more. Well, yeah, but, I mean, you never know. There might be some kind of upset somewhere in the middle, you know? A little bit more excitement. When is Alabama going to not be elite? In 20 years? Well, when Nick Saban leaves, you know what I mean? But if he leaves and someone else comes in and they keep the recruiting going, then, I mean, they might be able to keep this up for a long, long time, you know? I mean, if Dabo stays there, I mean, Clemson should be pretty good for many, many years. I mean, even after Urban Meyer left Ohio State, they're still top dogs. So, Alabama versus Coastal Carolina first round.
She always said food is love. So when she moved in with us, a new kitchen became part of our financial plan. I want to make the most of every meal we have together.
Oh, man. 52-24. Alabama just beating the brakes off Ohio State. Let's hope that the Saints don't do that to the Bucks on Sunday night. I can't wait for that, man. I can't wait for the games. Divisional round. Ravens, Bills, must-see TV. Must-see TV. Must-see TV. Browns, Chiefs. Must-see TV. Rams, Packers, must-see TV. And definitely must-see TV. Brady versus Breeze, Bucks and Saints to end Sunday night. You better believe I'm doing that game. That's going to be fucking off the chain.
I was so focused on that left foot, I assumed he had full possession when the ball first touched his hand, but it separated there.
4th and goal. We better hope the rest of the week doesn't go like this goddamn 4th quarter, or otherwise it's going to take like 2 weeks to get to the fucking weekend. Fields? Oh, my God. Catch the goddamn ball. What happened to my hands? Have some finesse, my guy. And that's the number 1 pick in the draft. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, Fields. Jesus.
I think Justin Fields expecting the young freshman to settle there instead of continuing to move. He's just unable to hold on to it.
All right, let's look at his stat line. What are you looking at here? AJ, big Saints fan, is always talking to me how great Justin Fields is. All right. How great is Mr. Fields, huh? Let me look at the stat line. How great is he? 16 for 30, 193 yards, 1 TD, and no picks. Well, at least he doesn't have any picks on that end, so I guess it could be worse. It could be like 1 touchdown, 3 picks. So at least he hasn't thrown a bad interception or fumbled the ball away. Who's going to be better, Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields? Because that's kind of the comparison that I see, with maybe the Jalen Hurts with more upside. And I was really wanting Devontae Smith to go for like 400. At least he's back on the field. All right, 3rd down. Just got to bleed this fucking clock. But also Alabama's defense is very tough to score on. I mean, unless you have like a Deshaun Watson, kind of player. I mean, that's the only kind of player you're going to be able to, you got to have weapons on the wide receiver, running back, O-line, an amazing quarterback, you know what I mean, and a defense too with some NFL players on it. Otherwise, you got no shot against Bama. I mean, we've seen it. You just can't have a couple players, like 2 or 3 on offense and 1 or 2 on defense. Shit is not going to be over until like an hour from now. It's like, fucking A, man. I got shit to do. I got food to eat. Right? I got food to eat. I got a shower to take. I got some more film to watch. Nola T. Roy Lee. What to do, my guy? How are you? Yeah, this game got ugly. I was hoping it'd be a little bit closer. I actually like the Nickelodeon idea for the pure fact to get kids involved, right, in the NFL. Am I going to watch that shit? Fuck no. You know what I mean? Well, I like Good Morning Football. So obviously with Nate, being one of the guys on there, I'm going to support, anything that they're doing. But it's like I heard and I seen some clips that they did a good job. It sounds like maybe they'll do it again. But I just like the fact when you get kids that are like 5, 7, 10, that are only on YouTube or TikTok, and they don't give a shit about the NFL. But then they see the Nickelodeon version with the slime and the block players that look like Minecraft. I like that. I like that. Maybe just getting some kids that would maybe not want to watch with their mom and dad, but then now they see that and they're like, maybe there's an interest to get a favorite player or a favorite team, and maybe that can build their fandom a little bit earlier, than maybe it would if they didn't watch it. So I thought that I didn't watch it. I don't know how it went overall, but I heard it was pretty successful, and I heard kids liked it. So, I mean, that's what it's about, the next generation of fans. So, especially when a lot of these younger kids are lazy as fuck and, just want to sit on fucking TikTok thinking they're going to be, the next, Charlie, or they're going to be the next ninja as a gamer. I don't think people realize how hard shit is, You just can't blink your eyes and snap your fingers and be the next social media superstar. It doesn't happen that way. The commentating was too much. I heard Nate did a good job, though. You know what I mean? He had a lot of, analogies that he was doing based on getting, grounded. Like, he talked about Mitchell Trubisky, getting benched is like getting grounded, when you do something wrong, which is kind of true. But then he found his way back, into the starting lineup. So I kind of like that. You know what I mean? I like that. You have to be able to be talented to be able to word certain things to the kids. So that's what I thought. That Nate would do good, but the others, who knows? I don't know about the other people, right? But I knew Nate would do a good job. Because I mean, the only shows that I love to watch religiously, right? PMS, Pat McAfee Show, is my number one show. I never miss it, right? 9 a.m. to noon West Coast time on YouTube and Sirius Radio. I recommend that you watch it. It's fun. Great group. Great. They have great players that they have that come on there. Aaron Rodgers will be on there tomorrow. Love that, right? And then obviously Good Morning Football. But other than that, I mean, I used to like NFL Total Access with Colleen Wolfe, but then they fucking replaced her with Oh Girl. But I mean, she does an okay job, but I mean, I like Colleen Wolfe more. But I mean, she does other things now with some of the other matchups. But But pretty much it's Pat McAfee Show and Good Morning Football, and that's it.
Protection, not only taking care of Mac Jones, opening up some holes, and even getting an assist by the backup linebacker, Josh McMillan.
Well, you're not going to be able to do Nickelodeon on Thursday night. Nickelodeon has got to be a special thing where, like, they do it on, like, Thanksgiving on their channel. You know what I mean? Or a Christmas game on their channel. It can't be, like, a regular thing, like, every fucking Thursday. It's going to only be, like, once or twice a year type thing. It's 12 noon. You know what time it is. It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. Barmore with the fucking sack lunch. One more like to 50. Let's go. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Help your boy out. I appreciate every single one of y'all, even the hater that came in the building that called me a pussy, right? That's jealous of my hard work and my grind. All right? Appreciate every single one of y'all, even the hater. Nice tackle. Nickelodeon Super Bowl. But that wouldn't be the main program. You know, you'd have the Super Bowl with, you know, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, and then you'd have the Nickelodeon version. But, you know. That's good, though. Get the kids involved, man. Thank you, whoever smashed the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 5 minutes and counting. This fourth quarter has lasted like 10 hours. Third down and long. Oh, another sack lunch. Or almost. Should be CBS, I believe. Fuck Joe Buck. He's good at baseball, but I don't like his voice for football that much. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, I mean, it's okay, but, I mean, I'm used to Madden and Summerall. You know what I mean? Give me Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. You know what I mean? Give me them. Give me them. I mean, Buck is okay. You know what I mean? He's pretty talented. I mean, I love his baseball voice. Joe Buck is a baseball guy. I like hearing him do the All-Star Game or like World Series. You know, I can listen to that because he's got a baseball voice. You know, it's like if you try to put Marv Albert, you know, when he was doing NBA, you know, and then put him in like NFL or baseball. Like he could do it, but it's just, you know. Frank Gifford, Al Michaels, or Dan Deerdorf. That's who I used to watch. You didn't like Miller back in the day when they had the comedian in there? I like that old school group back in the day. But my favorite was Madden and Summerall. Uh-oh, get loose. You're from St. Louis? Yeah. Joe Buck, man. Baseball voice. But obviously, since I'm like a Dodger guy with my dad with like Vince Scully, there's just, you know, there's certain voices that you can kind of comprehend and it gives you a certain feeling. You know what I mean? Like when you heard Madden and Summerall, it got you just so interested into the game. You know what I mean? There's only so many guys that can really tune you in, you know? And there's just a lack of talent, you know, on college football, NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, wrestling. It's tough. I mean, I honestly think if you ended up getting some people from, you know, YouTube or from podcasts, they could do a better job than some of these fucking players that they think that could do a good job. I'm not saying that, you know, people have to be like the play-by-play guy because you would have to be very, very talented to be play-by-play, right? But, you know, if you want to have a guy that could do color, I know I could. Play-by-play would definitely take a lot of energy and talent, and you would have to put in a lot of work, you know? Like, I would love to call games for the XFL because it's not like I'm going to be able to do college football or NFL. But if somehow I could get a hold of The Rock and, you know, I could get an opportunity to be color for one of the XFL matchups, I mean, I could definitely bring the excitement there for sure. I'm not sure how long that league will last, but
This looks like the curtain call for Mac Jones.
Mac Jones going out of the game. Who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Great job, Mac. Oh, yeah, Gruden was awesome in the booth. Agreed. Some people can call games. Some people got good voices. Some people have cringy voices. It just depends on who you like. You got to have the knowledge. You got to have the passion. You got to have the voice. There's a lot of factors that go into being someone that is a good either social media person, YouTuber, podcaster, someone on TV. I mean, not anybody can do it. That's facts. All right, 52-24. We're almost over here. I met Tony Dungy once at a Ducks game, walking up at the halftime on the steps. Pretty cool. Talked with him for a little bit too. Nobody recognized him. Like, how the fuck do you not recognize Tony Dungy? Maybe all the Ducks fans were too drunk. I don't know. Pretty cool moment, but he was there watching his son, I think Eric Dungy, the wide receiver, who was like fourth string a couple years back. But it was a cool moment for me just because, what he did for Tampa Bay, built the franchise. Gruden got him over the hump, and then, him winning with the Colts. So, really? That's sweet. I mean, I haven't met too many famous people. Ken Griffey Jr., Sandy Koufax, obviously, the big ones. Rick Smits from the Pacers. Got his autograph at a Blazer game back in the day. I mean, obviously with like Rasheed and Dame and CJ, slapping hands with LaMarcus Aldridge and stuff like that, Daps, But definitely the experience with Sandy Koufax and Ken Griffey Jr. was the best for me. Uh-oh, getting loose. First down, Bama. Move the chains. She met Luke Kuechly at a random fast food place. Get the autograph or a picture or no? Because you got to get a picture or an autograph. You know what I mean? Got a picture? Nice. All right, game's almost over. Landon. Nice.
He's a character, very sharp guy, as you typically are to play center at this level. Remington Award winner.
I know if you're a Remington winner and you're the one of the best centers or one of the best offensive linemen, that's awesome. After being injured too. Justin Fields and all those Ohio State Buckeyes thought, hey, we're gonna beat Alabama. I mean, if they didn't have Devontae Smith and Najee Harris, then you would have maybe had a shot. But those players are just too good. The cream of the crop of college football. Seventh national championship over Bear Bryant. Wow. What's new? What is new? You met Scotty? Wow. CFP national championship game. Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. Final score, Alabama 52, Ohio State 24. Another natty from Bama. What's new? I appreciate every single one of y'all in the building. I'll try to pump out some reaction videos on Tuesday and Wednesday of the games over this weekend, maybe Thursday as well. And then I'll try to do as many as I can on Saturday and Sunday. Thank you for every single one of you that spent your day with me to watch the Natty, even though this was a fucking blowout. All right? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Smash that like button. Donate to your boy. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan. The Northwest Sports Fanatics, the best fans on YouTube, you guys, the Fanatic family. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Peace.